on the Oklahoma-Kansas line. Coming into K County, Michael, what do you see?
Yeah, Damon, this is going to be just to the east of Renfro. We have a lot of motion right now. This wall cloud is hanging very low to the ground. I see a lot of rising motion. I also see circulation, and I do have my phone going off now from the tornado warning. I think that's justified. As you look at my picture, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit tighter here on the base of the storm, just so you can kind of see the motion that's going on right in there. So this is east of Renfro, Oklahoma. It is out in a rural area of Grant County, but there are farmsteads, there are homesteads that are out here. This storm is going to be moving over toward Braman. We talked about that earlier, that if this storm goes to the right, then, you know, it could intensify and move over toward Braman. So Braman, you're included in this tornado warning.
Yeah, and as we look at the radar right now, and this is a brand new tornado warning here. As a matter of fact, let me take this real quick. This is going to be east of Renfro. Let me show everybody who's in the path of this and where this is in comparison, because there's Ponca City. So Ponca City, you're not included in this tornado warning. This is going to be right on the Oklahoma-Kansas state line here, and this is also warned for baseball-size hail. And so this is going to continue to track towards Braman, and then this will stay north of Ponca City, but make its way up towards Newkirk here, north of Blackwell. So this is your hook right here that is now developing northeast of Medford, east of Renfro. Renfro, this is just outside of you. And look at Michael's shot, because this wall cloud is getting lower and lower and lower. Michael, let me go back out to you here. Michael, this continues to look bigger and bigger, more concerning as well. Doesn't look like it's even close to reaching its maximum potential here. It looks like it's still strengthening, Michael. What are you seeing now?
Yeah, rotation's increased now, probably 4 out of 5 above the ground, but it has a lot of swirling dust that's down below it also. So it very well may already have tornadic winds down at the surface underneath that huge bowl-shaped lowering right there in my shot. Actually, I was going to say it looked like there was a condensation funnel forming right in the middle, but this continues to intensify in terms of the rotation. Again, it's in a rural area. It is east of Renfro, Oklahoma, here in Grant County. But, man, Damon, with the size and the strength of the rotation, it would not take much more for this to turn into potentially a big tornado. Now, I haven't seen a full condensation funnel down at the ground yet, but I'm just telling you, I've seen a lot of storms, I've seen a lot of rotation, and this one has the look.
It absolutely does, especially as we continue to see this just continue to drop down here. And you can see what looks like little appendages coming around, but this entire thing is spinning right now. So where is this in comparison to Renfro? Michael's actually, believe, north looking down to the south. And so this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 miles southeast of Renfro. It's going to be this couplet right here. We see the red and the green coming together here, but in the last couple of scans, this thing has really tightened up here. And so at the end of the 6 o'clock newscast, we were showing you the shot, and you could see the dirt just starting to get kicked up, and this thing now is really starting to lower. So if you're anywhere, Renfro, you're not in the warning, by the way. This is just barely outside of town. Deer Creek, you're not in the warning as well. But I know if you're in Deer Creek right now, you're looking up into northern sky, you can see this. This is currently tracking to the east. And so let me get the latest on the speed here. By the way, it's also dropping some extremely large hail up to the size of baseballs with this. So baseball size hail with this storm. It is currently moving to the east right now. So putting a track to the east at 30 miles per hour right in that hook. That would bring it up towards Newkirk, Braman, Blackwell here. So here's your newest timeline. 7:04 for Braman, Blackwell, 7:11, Newkirk, 7:35. Let me go back out to Michael here. Michael, this is the only storm that we have in the state right now, but this storm has clean inflow into it. It is strengthening. Has it changed any in just in the last couple of minutes, Michael, since we last talked to you?
It really has not. I mean, one thing I would say is the rotation continues to be quite strong. Now, we're not seeing as much dust that's collected like right underneath where that lowering is, but it still continues to rotate rapidly in the wall cloud. Just seems like it's waiting on just a little bit more of a kick as far as the what we call the RFD, as that comes around and wraps around the circulation and merges with the inflow. That seems to be the only thing that's really keeping this from producing a larger condensation funnel here. For instance, Damon, look, here's a home right here where we're at. So we're on Renfro Road that goes east out of Renfro. It's also East 60 for people who might be out here and wondering where we're at. And again, this storm continues to be very, very powerful, and I think it still warrants a tornado warning based on what I'm seeing.
In the last scan that we just picked up on radar, the winds inside of this continue to get stronger and stronger. So again, this is a small sliver of extreme northern Oklahoma where this tornado warning is going to be. Ponca City, you're not included in this. Enid, you're not in this. Medford, you're not in this. But look at that hook. And you have felt the strong winds all day long. It has been a windy day here. And those winds are just feeding into the storm. And so you can see the inflow notch into the cell. And it is rotating right now east of 81. Your large hail core, your baseball hail, is going to be just north. And so at this current track, Braman, you are going to be the next town in the path of this. Let's hope it doesn't take off and get any stronger here, but it certainly is extremely concerning to see the radar looking like that inflow feeding into it. And then you see Michael's picture. Our crews are out. Again, we have Michael, we have Shane, Amanda, Jason. They're all watching the dry line closely for this afternoon, but we've only had one storm develop off of that, and that's going to be up here in northern Oklahoma here. And so Wakita, this is east of you. Medford, this is east of you, but this is a tornado warning and some extremely large hail up inside of that. As you look on the top of your television screen, that it looks like that lowering is starting to get a little bit more pronounced there, that appendage coming down. Let me go back out to Michael. Michael, it feels like the storm changes a lot every couple seconds between now and when we talk to you. How's it look now, Michael?
Well, now look at how the wall cloud has changed its shape. Notice how it's coming to more of a point right in the middle of it. And I've even seen like a funnel dancing around in the middle of that lowest point in the wall cloud. And it really looks like it's still trying here. Now, I haven't seen a condensation funnel fully in contact with the ground, but remember, definition of a tornado is a violently rotating column of air that's already connected to the thunderstorm updraft. So it may be that, let's stop here, Kyle, as our visibility is starting to get really poor now. We're just getting a lot of rain that's starting to engulf this circulation, so it makes it tough here when you're north of it. But yeah, wow, look at that. I mean, the rain's really starting to wrap around it.
It certainly is, Michael, and we saw that live there just within seconds where the rain just came in. But the couplet, the velocity couplet, continues to get more and more pronounced. This is it right here, the green and the red. So Medford, this is still east of you. Deer Creek, my goodness, it is so close to the community of Deer Creek. It looks like Michael's visibility is improving just a little bit just in the last couple of scans there. And that's what happens with these storms. Within seconds, things can change here. So if you're just now tuning in, again, tornado warning, only one storm in the state right now, and it has a tornado warning on it up in extreme northern Oklahoma, north of Deer Creek. Braman, sirens are going off. The storm is moving at 30 miles per hour to the east. So right now it is 6:43. This warning goes until 7:15, but Braman, it will come in at 7:04. Again, comes in at 7:04. So Braman, you have about 20 minutes for the storm to come in here, but you know the drill. You're going into the innermost room of your house or you're going into your tornado shelter. You have time here, Braman, as the storm continues to get closer and closer. Let me go back out to Michael. Michael, visibility, it looks like it improves every now and then. We see where you are. You are up inside of the storm here, Michael. What are you seeing now?
Yeah, that's right. We are looking south toward the circulation center. It is wrapping a bunch of rain and hail around it as well. Now, we haven't seen any of the 3 to 3.5 inch diameter hail that we have seen with some of the reports from some of the storms, one in Kansas particularly. Damon, just looking at the wall cloud, it doesn't look quite as low or focused with all that dust that was wrapping into it earlier. I'm not saying it it's done, it may go ahead and go on to produce tornado again, as far as what we can tell. But right now, it's not quite as focused down below it. Can you see that in my shot as well?
Yeah, I certainly can. What's interesting, Michael, is that your shot is live, and we're getting the radar data and the latest scan. It looks like there was a bit of a change here in the latest velocity, and so you can see this is just the last 15 minutes where that red and that green are coming together. Now, there's still quite a bit of rotation with this, and the tornado warning absolutely is warranted, but our chasers out in the field bringing you live information, live pictures, so that you can get a visual on what that right there means. So again, yeah, Michael, Shane, Amanda, Jason, they're tracking the threat closely for today. And we have another threat for storms as we go later into the night here as this cold front comes in here. So once again, tornado warning, only one storm out there right now. I'll show you all the big picture and what we're working with currently, because you're in Perry, the storm is north of you. It's moving due east. Looks like there's a new cell trying to pop up just west of Pond Creek, north of Enid. So Shane's watching that. There's Amanda north of Enid, and then Jason's watching the metro closely for you. But this is I mean, when you think about how a tornado warning looks on radar, this is it right here. This is not a brief spin-up type tornado or anything like that, or a squall line. This is a supercell with a well-defined hook echo inflow notch, and it is tracking right towards Braman here. And so tornado warning, again, issued just moments ago. This tornado warning goes all the way until 7:15, and it is producing some extremely large hail with it as well. Ponca City, I know last week, Ponca City, we had the tornado that developed on the west side of town. This is going to stay north of you there, but we're still watching it. Looks like Michael is in the inflow of this storm here. Michael, your visibility has really improved. How is this storm now changing where you are? How strong are the winds feeling into this?
Yeah, Damon, right now, I'm sorry I'm losing your audio a little bit. If they could actually just put your audio up on the bridge, I'll be able to hear you, but I'm going to continue to talk right now. This is definitely rapidly rotating here just to my south, and you can see it is spinning even stronger, I would say, than it was before, and it's hanging very low. Look at all the dust right now. Look at that. I'm going to zoom in just to see if that's spinning as well. I don't see any strong rotation with that, but man, look at the cone shape lowering right here in this wind farm that's to the west of Braman.
Definitely, that definitely is continuing to get lower and lower, as we can see it there with your shot, Michael. And we see that dust, we see that dirt that is getting kicked up in this. So we're watching this. Again, this is the only storm that we have out there right now. This is in extreme northern Oklahoma, but Braman is coming your way, by the way. And so let me give you the latest on what we have in this and show you our shear that is inside of this. That is strong rotation right now that we are picking up currently just north of Deer Creek. Let me go back out to Michael. Michael.
We have a tornado. We have a tornado right now. There are multiple suction vortices. This could turn into be a bigger tornado. There's rotation on the right and rotation on the left in both spots. You can see it. There it is. I'm going to zoom in on the right part, Damon, but I'm just going to let you know that this whole wall cloud is spinning very rapidly, so that's where the rotation is focused most intensely right now, under the right side of the wall cloud. But I also saw a funnel that's on the left side. So like I was saying, this whole thing may end up coming down and producing a much larger tornado. It's all rotating very violently up above the ground.
Yeah, we definitely see that, Michael. And this is a confirmed tornado warning here. Again, you're reporting, helping to pass that along there. Again, a confirmed tornado with this. And so, again, Michael, with the technology that he has in Storm Command and all of our chasers and the technology that we have to look at what this storm is doing, it is still strengthening as it is moving across getting ready to cross into K County here, going up into K County. So this is strong rotation, cleaning up the radar here, just to show you what we're working with here. This storm continues to ramp up as it's moving to the east here. And by the way, there's an additional storm now popping up on top of Medford, but that is not severe or anything like that. We'll see if that continues to track towards Deer Creek and Blackwell. Michael, do you see any homes, any structures in the path of this tornado?
I am not at this moment. I will turn on my maps, though, and turn off the radar for a second and look at my maps. It may be something that you guys can do on your radar there as well. The tornado right now is about a mile to my south, it appears. Let me zoom out just a little bit. But yeah, it's still there. Still have dust is rotating. We're getting rain and hail where we're at, being just north of the tornado and where it's at. But you can still see dust spinning underneath that. Now, it has lost a little bit of that real focused, real low area, that cone shape, and it's more of like a real broad area of rotation now.
It certainly is, but we can see a lot of that dirt, and that dust and that dirt that's been getting kicked up with this has been pretty persistent now for about 20 minutes here. So this is the tornado right here as Michael is watching the storm continue to slowly move 30 miles per hour to the east here. But let me go ahead and put an updated storm track with this, because at this current track, again, Braman, this is going to come right into town here. Or Braman, if it's not in town, it's going to be extremely close. Michael, how fast is that dirt that you see right there getting kicked up? Is the speed increasing?
Oh, I would say if it were to hit something, that would probably be in the order of, maybe 80 to 90 mile per hour. It's probably an EF0 tornado. But what's amazing is up above the ground how fast the wall cloud continues to rotate. I mean, it is spinning like a top just right off the ground. In fact, I've even seen just now a horizontal tube that was just on the left side of the wall cloud also. It is dramatic looking at the rotation in the wall cloud.
It certainly is. And again, the velocity couplet, the winds that we can see spinning inside of this confirms what Michael's talking about, just how fast this storm is spinning right now. We're basically in between Renfro and Braman right now. Braman, it is going to be very close. We're just about less than 10 miles south of the Oklahoma-Kansas state line here, but this storm and the winds that we see inside of it definitely warrants a tornado warning. This tornado warning goes until 7:15. If it's extended, it would likely stay across extreme northern Key County here. Ponca City, it is going to be close, but look at that. Just look at those winds inside of it. That is, when you see that velocity couple, we see the bright reds and the bright greens, that is definitely going to be some strong rotation that we have in it. So this tornado warning, this tornadic thunderstorm continues to move east towards Braman as we speak. And so your updated time of arrival for those in Braman, this is going to come in here at 7:09. Right now it is 6:52. So that gives you roughly 15 minutes before this storm moves in, and then Newkirk would be at about 7:40. So you have time. Braman, Newkirk with the storm coming in, but that window of time is beginning to close in here. Again, if you're going into your shelter or the innermost room of your house right now, this is a confirmed tornado warning. You saw it live there with Michael's stream there just seconds ago here. Michael, the visibility has definitely changed here just in the last couple of minutes. I don't see a ton of dirt getting blown around here, Michael. What are you seeing from Storm Command?
No, the rotation's kind of pivoting a little bit closer to us, which is on Logan Road or Renfro Road. I just saw County Road 1060 is the north-south road, and man, I will tell you, this whole thing is just rotating like crazy right now. It is amazing seeing the motion here and just watching it. Look at the wheat field here too. You can see the north winds being pulled down into the circulation. So those are inflow winds going right into the base of the storm, and it's crazy, Damon. This is I mean, what, a few hundred yards to our right now? I mean, it's pretty dramatic.
And we have felt those strong southerly winds all day long. As you're outside, you can feel the winds, and those winds that you have felt throughout the day are now getting pulled right into this supercell thunderstorm right here that is just on the Oklahoma-Kansas state line. So Renfro, you're not in the tornado warning anymore. Braman, you are, and that's the tornado. That's Michael's location. So I mean, Michael is inside this storm right here. I mean, you cannot get any closer to this tornado, this circulation couplet, than where Michael is right now. And so he has all the technology. You won't find more technology out there than what our chasers are equipped with what Michael has and Shane has and Amanda and Nick and Jason. I mean, they have a lot of technology to be able to bring you this picture live at home and just keep that clear shot, that visibility right here that just gives you minutes to plan here for Braman. Again, this is moving in right now. It's 6:55 almost, so this comes in here in about 14 minutes. Fortunately, we don't see anything on the ground right now. We saw it there earlier. It looks like it may have lifted here just a bit, but the circulation may be changing just a little bit, so we'll see if it is cycling, if it ends up dropping back down. But Michael is just giving all the pictures to help those that are in K County. Again, coming in here with this storm. Let's go back out to Michael here. Michael, as you're panning across the sky here, what stands out to you right now from Storm Command?
Well, we're starting to see some really large hailstones falling. I can see them falling, and man, there's birds trying to escape from this. It's really, really wild in here, tucked in with the hook. So, Damon, I will tell you, it has really shifted a lot further to the north. Yeah, more dust. There it is, tornado on the ground again. I mean, I would say this whole thing has had multiple vortices at times. I'm going to zoom in close just so you can get a better view of that, Damon. You see it going right through the wind farm here that's east of Renfro. And, you know, we're probably getting pretty close here to the Grant-K County line. Yeah, in fact, I would say it's crossing into K County right now.
Yeah, you're about a mile, by the way, if even that. Yeah, you're right. The latest scan there, it looks like you're just right on top of the line there. So it's about to cross into K County here. But this picture coming in from Michael here. So tornado warning for K County remains. Right now it is 6:55 for another 20 minutes here. We have seen at times, you know, dust getting picked up, dust getting thrown around. That would be the tornado right where Michael is. I mean, Michael's looking right into it. So Braman, your newest time of arrival is now in 13 minutes. And then it goes towards Newkirk here at 7:40. So here's a couple things that we're going to have to watch. If this storm keeps moving to the east, then that is going to allow it to maintain its intensity, even strengthen as low-level winds are feeding into it. If the storm starts to shoot up to the northeast and goes up into Kansas, it would still be a tornadic storm, but it would also pose a hail and a wind threat as it's moving out of Oklahoma up into Kansas. So there's a couple things that we're just watching really, really closely with this, but this storm is going to cross over I-35 here in about the next 10 minutes as it approaches Braman. So Tonkawa, the storm is north of you. Ponca City, this storm is north of you as well right now. As we saw earlier with the hook that this storm had inside of it, it was pretty well pronounced. In the last couple of scans, we have seen additional storms begin to develop here down by Medford and Pond Creek. And so we'll have to see how those storms end up behaving, or if the wind field kind of messes things up for those anywhere from Lamont to Pond Creek here with this cell right here. But this may not be the only storm that we have out there for this evening for the next couple of hours. Also, after 8 and 9 o'clock, eventually cold front's going to come in here and we'll start to drive the threat down to the south. So Ponca City, this message is for you right now. The storm may be just north of you, but Ponca City, eventually storms will be moving in the town here later this evening, especially after sunset. Right now it's not quite 7 o'clock, so we do have at least a bit of daylight here to work with, and so the visuals that we have on this are going to be you know, certainly pretty clear, pretty clean. We're not working with at least nighttime threats right now. So there's Amanda, there's Shane. Shane's watching these little cells going up by Pond Creek. Amanda's watching north of Enid. Jason's down watching the metro closely. But as of right now, all of our activity has been just basically right on the Oklahoma-Kansas state line. Michael, we see you on the move here as you're moving to the east. What are you seeing right now from Storm Command, Michael?
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is the storm, again, has shifted a little bit further to the north, because remember, we haven't changed our road. We're still on the same east-west road, and you remember how it was earlier, you know, a mile or two to our south. Well, now it's gotten a lot closer to us here where we're at, and the circulation continues to be very, very well developed. Now, I would say it's broadened out a little bit, but there is an area right here, right on the other side of these wind turbines, that continues to be very low to the ground. That's not very far in front of us. We're going to keep going up to the top of this hill up here, and we'll have a really good view of it. We have been seeing some very large hailstones flying through the sky, being wrapped into the circulation around the hook, and that's what we're seeing right now. Man, there's some big hailstones falling in here, definitely larger than golf ball. It's a little bit too dangerous to get out and pick one up and measure it right now, as you might imagine. But we'll continue to watch this, obviously, not only the tornado threat, but also a very large hail threat.
Yeah, it's certainly warned for baseball-size hail, and we don't want you to get into that baseball-size hail there, Michael, because that could bust out your windshield, and then all of a sudden your chase looks way different. And there are other storms now that are beginning to develop here. We can see them going up from Medford to Pond Creek. There's Amanda south of Kremlin. There's Shane there in Pond Creek, and this is a storm that is certainly cycling right now, but the rotation inside of the storm is definitely still pretty strong to warrant a tornado warning. So far this storm, when it comes to the tornadoes that it has already produced, they haven't been anything too strong here. It looks like, definitely winds under 100 miles per hour, but they have certainly been there. There's been quite a bit of dust that's been getting kicked up out of this, and so Michael is going to be up in extreme northern Oklahoma here. And the last jog, it looks like the storm may have taken just a little bit of a northerly push here. By the way, you see how the radar, you see a radar return that shoots up like that, and then a radar return that shoots like that. That right there signifies what we've been telling you. This storm has some massive hail. When you see that right there, that's usually a good indication that this storm is going to be producing significant hail. It's currently warned for baseballs right now, baseball-size hail. And the winds, the velocity couplet that is inside of this storm has been pretty persistent as it continues to track to the east here. So it looks like this storm has a tornado warning on it that's going to continue for a little while here, whether it goes up into Kansas or stays up in the northern Oklahoma. Michael, wow, those are some big hailstones. Walk us through this, Michael.
Damon, that's bigger than a baseball. This baseball is 2.75 inches in diameter, and that hailstone is bigger than that right there. So I would say at least 3-inch diameter hail here that we're observing in Storm Command. There's a look at the circulation again. My goodness, this is a huge, huge hailstorm in addition to the risk of the tornado.
Michael, do you see a lot of those hailstones, or are they just very hit and miss?
They're pretty sporadic.
Okay.
That's what happens when you get really large hail, is you don't tend to see it cover the road like you do whenever you have like quarter-size hail or smaller hailstones. You see massive hailstones, and it's kind of like being depth charged if you were out in a submarine. I mean, they're just massive, massive hailstones.
That will do a lot of damage to your car, to your house. So again, Michael coming up on that. They may have only been on the ground for just a few minutes, probably didn't melt a whole lot, but that is pretty big here. And that's coming from this storm that is tracking towards Braman. So Braman, if it's not a tornado, we got to watch out for some pretty big hail. Michael, I see a lot more dirt, it looks like, getting kicked up, more rain as well. How's the circulation look visually here, Michael?
Yeah, it's broad, but there's a lot of dust that is wrapping around it, and I'm going to bring the camera back to the left to this focused area. This is kind of on the north side of the wall clouds. We're just riding right along the northern edge of the low-level mesocyclone, or the wall cloud is what people often will hear that referred to as. But it's a huge wall cloud, because it's not just that area that I've got the camera focused on right here. Here with Storm Command, golly, there are some huge hailstones here in the roadway, at least as big as that one I just showed you just a moment ago. So there are other hailstones here. So sorry, there's a lot going on between the big hail and then having this wall cloud that's impressive. Still a lot of low-level rotation going on within the storm. Let's get past these trees up here on the get up on the hill here, Kyle, and we'll have a little better. It's getting kind of blocked here for just a second, Damon. Man, that's some big hail. Just
we can hear it. By the way, yeah, and Michael, we can hear the hail coming down there. So Michael there showing us larger than baseball size hail. That means that the next category would be like large apple size hail. And this probably won't be the only hailstorm that we have here, because this storm that's going up near Pond Creek, by the way, starting to pick up a little bit of a hail core with that. That's going to be between Medford and Pond Creek, right where Shane Helton's located. That little, that pink spot that you see right there on the radar is at least starting out as small hail, but we may be getting more storms here going up here, which means Ponca City, I know this storm right now is staying north of you, but we have these storms that are to your west, still west of Lamont, that we're going to have to watch as they track into Kate County here. So Ponca City, maybe if this storm continues to go up here, Ponca City, this would be coming in probably at about the top of the hour. Right now it's 7 o'clock, so a little after 7, so we'll be looking at closer to 8 o'clock. This storm going up, though, that's right going to be near Deer Creek, may certainly begin to impact this storm here. So they all may begin to start fighting for the energy, the low-level flow into it. Definitely still tornado warning. This tornado warning still goes for another 10 minutes here, and rightfully so. I mean, this is still a pretty significant storm here. And the circulation, while the circulation may not be as tight as what we saw even a couple minutes ago, it's been pretty persistent on the radar, and it looks like in the last scan it picked back up here just by quite a bit here. So all that being said, this is still a pretty big storm that we still have to watch. For Oklahoma City, let me actually show you all the big picture right now, just because if you're just now tuning in, it's a little after 7 o'clock. We're pretty quiet across much of the area right now, except for far northern Oklahoma. We'll go back out to Michael here. Michael, tornado warning continues. What are you seeing?
Absolutely, and now look at the right side. Oh, Damon, look at it. Now we got the condensation funnel. It's more than halfway to the ground. Look at that. It's all spinning. Yeah, let's go ahead and stop for just a second, Kyle. Actually, we have another one that's over to the left, too, underneath the wall cloud. So there's a small funnel that's underneath the wall cloud to the left, and then we have this large cone that's hanging down as well to the right. So, Damon, again, this could easily produce a multiple vortex tornado. That's the most developed condensation funnel I've seen yet with the tornado.
And that lines up with everything that we just saw in the last scan here, where it just ramped up here just moments ago here. So you heard Michael mention it's halfway down. That's a rule. That's definitely going to be, if that's not touching the ground, it's going to be awfully close. But when you hear Michael say halfway down, basically that's the rule that we use, where if it's halfway down to the ground, more than likely it's probably already spinning down there. You just can't see it, but this is the most pronounced that this tornado has looked. And that, Michael, that's on the ground, Michael.
Absolutely, yeah, it's on the ground. And there's also a funnel that's over to the left. We may have two tornadoes at the same time.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. There's a tornado right there. There's a tornado right there. So yeah, we have this is twin tornadoes right here. Big one right here. This tornado right here is going to get wrapped around it, but those are twin tornadoes right now. Two tornadoes happening live on KOCO. Big one, little one, but that is a massive tornado here that is now going to be, this is going to be coming towards Braman. Braman, look at this picture right here. This is going to help you plan what you need to do, but this is coming right into town as we speak. Braman, this is going to be in town here in the next 10 minutes. It's now in Kate County, and then you have this tornado right here, little smaller one here, but Michael, that is massive. Michael, give us an update.
Damon, this is what we call a satellite tornado. The smaller one rotates around this huge stovepipe tornado. This is a very large cone-shaped tornado now, and this is the most intense the storm has been in its life cycle. Wow, let's get past these trees, Kyle, kind of clean up the view a little bit. Oh my gosh, Damon, this is a very, very large tornado.
It certainly is. This is a big one, and Michael's right, that satellite tornado there, that other one, that smaller one that's spinning around. But we are going to be 4 miles west of I-35, and Braman, it is going to be extremely close. But this is a large tornado that's coming right up to I-35. It's moving about 30 miles per hour. It actually slowed down. I take it back. It just slowed down just seconds ago, which is allowing this thing to strengthen here. But wow, look at the size of that here, Michael. That is big as it's continuing to get closer and closer to Braman. Braman, in your tornado shelter, innermost room of your house right now with this storm that's coming in. Oh my goodness, look at the velocity scan there in the last radar scan here. That really ramped up here. My goodness. Hey, Michael, the velocity inside of this is getting stronger and stronger. Look at that, Michael.
Substantial tornado, Damon.
That is massive. That is massive right here as it's going towards Braman. So this new tornado warning is going to be, let's see here, for considerable considerable tornado here. So again, you have these little satellite tornadoes that are spinning around this, but this is big right now as it's coming in up to Braman as we speak. Michael.
Tornado.
Michael, what do you say?
Yeah, multiple vortex. Not only is it a large cone, it's got multiple vortices underneath it.
Yeah, and we can see him there. I mean, that's just spinning around this massive tornado here. So you have the large tornado, and then you have these little smaller tornadoes, which are still pretty significant as they continue to move to the east. But that is a big tornado that is in K County now. And so, and a brand new tornado warning just came out, by the way. It didn't really change a whole lot. It's still just north of Blackwell, but Braman, this is going to be extremely close. Michael is going to be on the north side looking right into it. Michael, this is home for you. I know that you know this area very well, but very concerned for those in Braman and in K County here. Michael, give us a new update.
Yeah, okay, so I want to go back to last Friday for just a second. Damon, that was a very kind of a quick EF0 tornado. This is not that. This is a supercell tornado. It is a very powerful tornado. This is one you absolutely need to be in shelter for, because this can do some major damage if it comes over a home, if it moves in toward Braman, anything like that. People that are driving along I-35, man, if you know anybody who's driving on I-35 that's up toward the Kansas-Oklahoma border, you need to just be ready. Look at that. Look at the condensation form right there, Damon. That whole thing is still on the ground.
Mm-hmm. It certainly is, and it's getting closer and closer to I-35. And so if you're listening to us right now on the radar, let me just give you a play-by-play in case you can't see us, but you're hearing us. Is that there is a large tornado just west of Braman in northern Oklahoma in K County here. It is 4 miles away from I-35, but do not get on I-35. Don't go any farther here. Wait until the storm moves out. This goes until 8 o'clock. Again, it goes until 8 o'clock, and so right now it is 7:11 here. Michael, I can still see the tornado, even though the rain is getting wrapped up into this here, but it's still pretty big, Michael.
It is, and it's persistent now too, Damon. I don't know if it's going to be long track because it's not moving very fast, but it has been on the ground for several minutes now, and it is large and in charge right now here across K County as it's moving in toward Braman. I'll tell you what, if that does move into a populated area again, it is going to do major, major damage.
Okay, and Michael, just a heads up, my producers are telling me right now that I-35 is closed right now. Again, I-35 is closed in northern K County, southbound that is, because of this large tornado that is coming up towards Braman right now. Again, coming up towards Braman as we speak here. It's this right here. So the rain's coming in. By the way, massive hail inside of this, but this is the tornado. Winds are just fueling this. Low-level winds are just feeding right into the storm here. And so that is massive. That is a massive tornado as it's getting closer and closer to I-35. I mean, this is getting bigger and bigger. Hey, by the way, Michael, I know earlier we saw those little satellite tornadoes spinning around this big one. Do you still see those satellite tornadoes, or has this large tornado taken over?
No, that was kind of for a brief moment, but look at the dust that's underneath it now. I mean, wow. Okay, our visibility's improved. Kyle, let's stop right here. Yeah, well, I can see it near the grove of trees. We need to stop here. I don't want to go any further for a second. So yeah, Damon, this is not that far from us, and that's a very intense tornado. Very intense tornado just to our south. So we are along Bender Road. Just for everybody who's up here, they're going to know when I call out these roads. But we are, let's see, we're at Bender Road, and we're in between 12th, it looks like. Yeah, no, sorry, 124th.
Okay.
So 124th east of there along Bender Road. So we're, man, only about 4 miles. Let me count it off. 1, 2, 3. We're 4 miles due west of Braman right now. You can see the tornado has gotten, it's even harder to see now in my shot as more rain and hail are wrapping around it, but I can tell you that there is still a tornado going on.
Well, and what our radar and our technology is telling us right now, Michael, is that we have a low-level lock on this, and so this storm is still spinning as it's moving to the east. I just looked over at some high-resolution mapping, and so there are definitely some homes that are scattered in here, and so now we're just in this moment where we're hoping that this stays over open land, but we know that there are homes. Again, you can see this massive tornado right here that is going to be just west of Braman. Again, just west of Braman. And Braman, it is getting extremely close. I mean, you have to be in your shelter, innermost room of your house with this storm as it continues to get closer and closer to Braman right here. That is a tornado. Also, extremely large hail that is up inside of this storm, too. It's dropping baseballs, larger than baseballs, actually. Michael there showed you before this tornado kind of took over just the size of those hailstones that were almost as the size of a big apple. Michael, visibility is improving once again. As I look at it, it looks like the tornado's gotten a little narrower. It looks like it looks skinnier than it did even a couple minutes ago.
I agree. I think it's truncated. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller, more of a needlepoint funnel. Doesn't mean it won't be intense. Like, I think that's really, really important for us to educate anybody at home. Listen, sometimes a tornado, whenever it shrinks in size, it's like an ice skater when she puts her hands up above her head and spins faster. So don't think just because of that. And look how much bigger it's getting just instantly, Damon. That took 20 seconds, and look how big it is now. My goodness.
That's big. That is really big. And by the way, this is what I hate. So right now we are at about 3 miles west. 3 miles west of Braman right now. Braman, this is closing in, and it is closing in fast. And Michael's right. Look how this went from nothing to all of a sudden it just quickly spun back up. Look at the size of that tornado. That is a large tornado that is coming into Braman as we speak. That thing is big. Again, coming into Braman right now. So Braman, I mean, these pictures, this is not a brief spin up or anything like that. This is something that is been on the ground for a while, since it was just east of Renfro. It is still on the ground here, and it is going to come extremely close to Braman. So right now, as we look at our radar here, low level lock continues. I'm looking about 2 miles now on the west side of I-35. Again, I-35 has been shut down southbound out of Kansas into Oklahoma here, but this couple is getting closer and closer, and we're going to be very close to Braman. And you know how these towns are, where if you go just a little bit outside of town, even a couple hundred yards, you're back over open land. But that land belongs to someone, and so we're here to make sure that everyone knows what is coming in their direction. Michael, you have eyes on it. What are you seeing?
Yes. Yeah, there's still like the white part now, so it's being lit by the sun a little bit, and now you can see the tornado is a ghostly white. That is menacing as this storm continues to churn through K County, headed toward I-35 and Braman. I cannot plead with people who live in and around Braman enough to get into shelter if you possibly can. This has been just a tremendous tornado. I'm trying to see if that is wrapping rain and hail around it now, and it's starting to become a little less defined, but I don't count on it weakening. It has been long track.
No, we're definitely not going to count on it weakening. We basically cannot do that until the storm is no more. I mean, this is one of those where it may look different visually, but until this thing has fallen apart, we got to watch it. But the latest radar scan here, we're now about half a mile southwest of Braman. And so there's Braman. Here's I-35. We're just barely on the other side of I-35 here with this storm as it's crossing into Braman as we speak. And so we are extremely concerned. Seek shelter immediately, Braman. This message is for you. I want to talk to those in Braman for a bit here because I understand how you're feeling as this storm is coming in. But this is a big one, and so it's getting closer and closer. You can see it there in the left-hand side of your television screen and how it has been on the ground for a while since it was just east of Renfro. So please, innermost room of your house, in your tornado shelter. Michael here just going past a little grove of trees here. He'll be out of it here in just in just a moment. But this storm is about to cross right into I-35. And again, I-35 is shut down as we look at this storm and just what it is doing. You can see Michael is right in the heart of it. Look at those winds and look how fast the visibility has come down here. Michael, the winds are really kicking up where you are. It looks pretty intense, Michael.
Yeah,
right?
we're going to turn around and go back just because it seems like that this is starting to pivot a little bit. So we're going to go back to our east a little bit. Just be careful how far you go back here, Kyle. Yeah, we got some really intense winds around the core of it. So it's pivoted just a little bit more up to the north again, Damon. We're taking some really, really intense winds right here. And so we're gonna give this a little bit more breathing room. I know it's gonna have the trees blocking the view here, but the circulation's kind of broadening out a little bit and getting up a little bit closer to this road that we've been on Bender Road.
Yeah, we definitely see that. And so it has slowed down just a little bit, not a ton, but it has slowed down just a little bit as it's coming into town right now. But that just means that you have more time to prepare as the storm continues to track in. We still have a strong low-level lock on this storm it is going to come extremely close to Braman. Extremely close to Braman. Again, Braman, this is, I know that you can hear the winds outside, the hail, the storm. It's getting noisy, and this storm is coming right into town as we speak here. The low-level lock that we have on there is right over Braman, and so I just do not like what I see right now. Let me clean this up because it looks like it's crossing right over the interstate as we speak. Again, it's crossing right over the interstate as we speak, right into Braman. Michael, this may be a worst-case scenario when you think about tornadoes that we get, and you hope that they stay over open land. But this is, I see homes in your shot there, Michael.
Just don't want to stop.
And Michael, this looks like this might be coming right into Braman any moment now, Michael. You hate to see this, but this might be a worst case scenario, Michael. What do you? I know the storm is intense. The visibility is what it is, but what are you seeing from Storm Command?
Well, what happened was occasionally tornadoes will do this. They'll start to pivot a little bit and they'll switch directions. As a matter of fact, I can see rotating rain curtains right in front of me. So we're going to stop once we get just past these trees, Kyle, or we're not going to go much further than that. I can see people on the road down in the circulation right now. Chasers are down there inside it. Oh my gosh. I hope they're okay. I see somebody that's like turning around all towards the different directions. We're going to stop right here, Kyle. Don't go any farther. We can see rotation right in front of us. This is where we were just a moment ago, Damon, when we were just inside the outer edge of the tornado. And so we backed off and went back to the west again. But we've just passed these trees, and it really seems like the storm is kind of anchored here for just a moment and kind of slowed down. Sometimes when these tornadoes will spin up and they'll be intense, they'll do that. But we have to be very careful here, very careful with where we are tracking this as it moves into Braman. What can happen is when you get really strong tornadoes, they do what we call deviant motion. And what that means is they stop moving the same way they have been. So they're not steady state. They're not moving like east or east-northeast. They'll stop and kind of spin back and rotate around the mesocyclone to the north. And so we're just going to be really, really cautious here. I know our visibility is not as good as it was before, but we just cannot afford to take a chance to get into a strong tornado like that.
No, and where we see your GPS location, Michael, I mean, you're probably just a few yards away from that tornado here. And again, it's crossing over I-35 as we speak. And so it has slowed down. And when they slow down, that storm can definitely ramp up. And so this is the tornado. Here is Braman. This is confirmed. You've seen numerous pictures on air here of the size of that tornado. And it's had satellite tornadoes. It's had large tornadoes. It's weakened a little bit here, and then it's picking back up. But this is a very concerning situation right now for those in Braman. And so the storm is now, again, right on top of I-35. You have real strong winds that are now feeding into Braman. And so those storms and those winds are just fueling into the storm. And as we clean up the radar here, this is more than likely going to turn into a significant rain-wrapped tornado. So now what I'm doing is using this product that is our debris detector. And so this will essentially give us an idea of debris that may be getting picked up inside of this storm right here. And so if that drops to blue, then that's going to be debris. But Braman, again, time is up. The storm is in town as we speak right now, and this is a significant tornado warning, and this storm has produced significant large tornadoes here as it's coming in to Braman. Again, Braman, you have to be in your shelter, innermost room of your house. We've been saying that for a while, but this is very concerning. And so now we're going to start looking for debris that gets picked up inside of this storm here. Again, we're in K County right now. If you're just now tuning in, this is a large confirmed tornado coming right into Braman. This is the storm right here. Again, right on top of I-35, and time is up, Braman. I mean, again, we know that this storm is coming into town. We are hoping that this thing can just weaken quickly in the next couple of seconds, but nothing on the radar suggests that this storm is no longer producing a tornado. Again, the tornadoes will be right on top of I-35 here, right on top. Let me go back out to Michael. Michael, I know the storm is looking a little bit different now visually as the storm is coming into Braman, but there's a lot more homes in the path now, a lot more structures in the path, and so we're hoping that, Michael, this storm can stay out of Braman, but it's going to be extremely close. Michael, what are you seeing from Storm Command?
Yeah, we just saw a chaser that had their back window blown out, probably from a large hailstone that hit it sideways. This circulation is, looks like it's very close to I-35. Visibility has gotten extremely poor. It's not like it was earlier. So we're going to, let's see if we can, let's go ahead and go up on top of the bridge, Kyle. And we're looking to our south, but just we've got so much rain that's wrapping around the circulation now, okay? And so I mean, that's I-35. You can see semi-trucks driving south, like right into the heart of the circulation, so extremely dangerous.
Okay, yeah. As a matter of fact, I thought that they must have closed I-35 a bit farther up to the north, I think on the Kansas line there, but those trucks may have gotten through that before the closure happened. That's not good at all. So again, here's Braman. Here's the tornado right on top of I-35 here. And so Michael's looking right into it, and you saw how large that tornado was moments ago here. And so we're hoping, Braman, that this thing can just fall apart really, really fast. But this storm is still going, and this tornado warning remains until 8 o'clock. And so the next scan's going to come over, and now the storm is tracked a bit farther to the east here. Let me get a check here, see if there's any debris that is getting picked up here inside of this. Some minimums here coming into Braman, not a ton, but we're still finding strong rotation right now with this cell as it continues to track to the east here. So the inflow into the storm is right on top. It's right on top of Braman as we speak. Here's your storm. Here's your hook right here. All the pink that you see is still pretty large hail. Michael showed us there moments ago, larger than tennis ball size hail. Michael, you're in Braman right now. Have you heard any chatter? I know you mentioned that you saw some windows that were blown out, but what's the situation like right now in Braman?
Yeah, that was from a chaser's vehicle, and that was from wind-driven hail is what I suspect, unless they got too close to the tornado and they had debris fly through their window or something like that, but it was their back window. We're in Braman right now, and it appears that the tornado has missed, for the most part, Braman. Now, Braman's not very big, so it wouldn't take a whole lot just to be like even a half a mile to a mile south. But there are homes, as you get closer to town, you're going to find more homes out out and around in the area. So we're going to continue going east here for just a little bit longer here on the east side of Braman, and see what we're seeing. But the RVs, the homes, a lot of this, they're okay right now. You can see in my shot, they're intact. So, I mean, I was holding my breath for Braman for sure, but as of right now, it looks like it's passing a little bit further to the south.
I think all of us in Oklahoma, we're holding our breath right now for Braman, and the velocity has definitely weakened just in the last couple of scans. Look how hot it was, how bright it was when it was a few miles west of I-35. That was when we had that large tornado that Michael was showing you, and it had the satellite tornado spinning around it. Now it looks a bit different. Now it's still rotating, by the way. I mean, it's still tornado warned for another 30 minutes, but Michael is in Braman right now, and so far it sounds like things are okay. We're going to wait until the storm moves out of here and continue to get more assessment here, because we're going to have to see if there are any structures that were west of Braman. I know a lot of open land out there, making sure that there were no farm buildings or homes or anything like that were hit, because there was some pretty large, that was a large tornado that definitely occurred there for a bit, as it was on the ground east of Renfro all the way to Braman, and now this storm is definitely starting to take on a bit of a different look here. So we're only working right now one, by the way, tornado warning, but Braman, it is close. Now, we are going to have to watch it if you're in Newkirk right now. This is going to be getting pretty close as well. So Newkirk, definitely, you're in the path of this as well. You're not in the warning, but you are pretty close. And so if it keeps moving up to the northeast, it's going to make a run up towards the Oklahoma-Kansas line here. If it keeps moving to the east, then Newkirk and pretty close to Kildare. Now, by the way, Ponca City, there are storms that are west of you out by Deer Creek that we're still monitoring as well. Shane is watching those. I know we've been focusing a lot of our attention here on the tornado warning, and obviously rightfully so. But the severe thunderstorm warning that you see right now, that is going to be down by Deer Creek, that is going to be for quarter-size hail. And then just real quick, we'll come back into Kane County here in just a second, but I do want to show you all the big picture right now, because there's Jason right now. He is going to be west of Oklahoma City, and he is going to be watching these storms. They're not really anything too tremendous right now down by Frederick, but they all got to start somehow. And then also there's a cell there. Amanda's watching those storms right now by Enid. Shane's going to be up watching the severe storm that's going to be by Pond Creek. And then we have Michael currently inside of this tornado warning as it continues to move to the east. Let me look at the, just looking at the debris detector that we have inside of the storm. There was a little bit of debris that it looked like it picked up there as it was coming into Blackwell, so we're going to have to inspect that. Hopefully it's, or Braman, I'm sorry, not Blackwell, Braman, as it was coming into town, so we'll see. But Michael's right in there. Let me go back out to Michael here. Michael, it looks like the velocity scans on radar have definitely changed in the last couple of scans here. What are you seeing right now from Storm Command, Michael?
Yeah, I would say that's true. We're kind of down near where the old circulation was. I still see some like little bits of like leaves and things like that are there. Sometimes you can still end up. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm looking to my left here to see if there's any visibility of condensation on the ground with the tornado still. But it definitely has weakened a lot. I think it may have occluded, Damon, and it's really pretty close to where we're at. I still see some strong motion, though, just to my left. So that's just to my east. And now that my winds are shifting, look at the pavement. I'm sorry, look at the dirt roads. Here's what it is. Can you see how it's flowing from right to left into the circulation? So the tornado is likely right over here. Oh, wow. I mean, the wind is really cranking right now. It may be spinning back up, Damon. I want you to look at the trees right here. We're getting some really, really strong winds. Let's go ahead and go, Kyle, and we're gonna drift a little bit further south. We'll get on the other side of it. We've been north of the tornado so far. It's probably just a little bit east of us, and Damon, we're just southeast of Braman. So Braman, good news. This tornado has passed to the east. However, other areas here over toward Peckham, well, yeah, it's starting to re-intensify again, just exactly where I'm talking about, just to my south and east. So this could move over toward Peckham and eventually toward Chilocco and Newkirk, just probably north of Newkirk. Yeah, we're going to take a left, Kyle.
Yeah, it looks like it might split between Chilocco and Newkirk there. And so, Michael, but you're right. Looking at the velocity right now, it looks like it's ramped back up. Just got a message from Highway Patrol, and they're saying that Braman is without power, so they're not able to sound the sirens. But the storm, the tornado warning, is now starting to just barely slide on the north and east side of Braman here. And so, but Braman, we're watching for additional storms here. But look how the velocity couplet, the brighter the colors, the stronger the rotation is. So it was going, and very concerning as it came up towards I-35, and then it kind of fanned out a bit, and now it looks like it's starting to pick back up. So now, as we look east of Braman, there's Chilocco, there is Newkirk. We're in extreme northern Kay County here. This is Kansas, so there's our Kansas City right there. Here is Ponca City right here on the bottom of your screen. And this storm is going to continue to most likely stay in extreme northern Kay County here. Let me get an update here. The tornado warning, I know, does not include those in Chilocco or Newkirk, but I would not be surprised if our next tornado warning basically covers all of northern Kay County as you go towards Osage here, with this storm that's continuing the track to the east. So we'll check in with Michael in just a bit here as it's ramping up. We'll check in with Shane Helton here east of Lamont. Shane, brand new warning, severe thunderstorm warning just issued. What are you seeing, Shane?
So, you know, we are a little ways away from this storm, but we're already watching funnels in this storm up here. We're actually heading to it. I would not have been surprised if that wasn't the tornado moments ago, but it made a big funnel, really big. It was at least 50% from the cloud down to the ground. So we're going to head straight north here in just a moment. I believe it's going to be in the Narden area. So we're heading up there, Narden. We're on our way. Folks that live up there, we're heading to that storm. So it's a mean one also. It's pretty bad. Damon, back to you.
Yeah, we're looking at your shot there. We can see those lowerings. And so Shane is on a severe thunderstorm warning west of Tonkawa. He's watching storm here that's coming in. And then Michael's watching the storm that's headed up towards Chilocco and Newkirk with that tornado warning and that area, that velocity beginning to pick back up here. Let's go back over to the radar right now because there's, it looks like, again, this rotation is really ramping back up just southeast of Braman here. And so that's picking up again. Braman, the storm has now moved out of town, but you can see that couplet here north of Blackwell. And so if we get another tornado warning, again, it may be close to Chilocco, down towards Newkirk, across extreme northern Kay County here with this cell that is ramping back up. And we were hoping that it was done, but it looks like it's going in the direction that we don't want it to. But Newkirk, it is going to be close now with this storm starting to pick up speed here as it's going to come very close to Newkirk here. So let me put a new storm track. It did slow down a bit. Again, it did slow down just a little bit as it was coming into town. So let me go ahead and track this now at about 20 miles per hour, and it will bring it in there into Newkirk at 8:08. At 8:08, definitely staying in Oklahoma. Doesn't look like this circulation is gonna spread up into Kansas here, or even up towards our Kansas City. So that rotation ramping up. There is Shane. He is going to be south of Deer Creek, west of I-35. We are getting, by the way, reports from Highway Patrol that it looks like the tornado did cross it did cross the interstate just north of where Michael mentioned there, north of Bender Road. Let me go back out to Michael here. Michael, the rotation inside of the storm, it's picking up, it's going down, it's picking up, it's going down. What do you see right now from Storm Command there, Michael?
Yeah, Damon, the tornado would have crossed just south of Braman and south of Bender Road, and it continues to pull a lot of rain and wind into it. So the circulation is still there. Peckham Road is closed, so we do not have an east road here at all. So we're going to have to go down further to our south and then make our way across. I do see some emergency lights up here. We've been seeing a lot in the way of just like small bits of debris and things like that. I'm just going to see this. I don't think this is the tornado path. I think this is probably Highway Patrol trying to block the road here to make sure that people don't don't drive into anything. But the tornado, I can tell you, yeah, that's law enforcement there. So the tornado is going to be over to our east. So, you know, when you look at it, it's east of 177. And so that's, in a sense, good. But, you know, need areas that are, if for people that live north of Newkirk and on up toward the Kansas border there in Chilocco, like you mentioned, that's the area that's in danger. And I would say even Peckham probably still needs to stay in tornado shelter.
Yeah, absolutely. So this tornado warning that we have out there right now goes in until 8 o'clock. The storm is still spinning, by the way. We have daylight, we have visuals, we're able to look right into it as the storm continues to track, again, extreme northern K County, and brand new, by the way, tornado warning will be coming out for this here, and that is basically, it will include Newkirk up towards Chilocco here, and we'll probably go all the way pretty close to Call Lake here. So a brand new tornado warning is going to be issued here any moment for this storm. Newkirk right now, it's almost 7:40, so you have just a little under 30 minutes. The storm at one point was going pretty fast, about 30 miles per hour. It slowed down a little bit, but Newkirk, as you've seen with the storm in the history of it, it has produced some very large tornadoes quite often. So brand new scan here. My goodness, this thing is probably, it looks like it's starting to tighten back up there. When you get those bright greens and the bright reds lined up like that, that's some tight circulation. And so Braman, the storm is now east of you. I know that the power is out in Braman, but this one should not trigger the tornado warning siren should power come back on here, as this new tornado warning is now going to be east of Braman. Does not include Chilocco here, but it does include Newkirk. Newkirk, you're right in the middle of this tornado warning as it's coming right into town right now. I mean, Newkirk, you're right in the middle of this. And so we have eyes on it. Once again, there's your circulation east of Braman with this storm. As it continues to move to the east, this is a really big deal as it looks like it's beginning to tighten back up. We have all eyes on this. As you can see, north of Blackwell. Blackwell, you're okay. Braman, this storm is now east of you. Ponca City, this storm is north of you here, but this storm continues to be pretty impressive as the velocity couplet is beginning to tighten back up as it's now tracking to the east here. So Newkirk, let me give you the latest information, updated storm arrival time here. This warning now goes for another 48 minutes, so that's going to carry it until 8:30. Again, 8:30, and the storm has actually slowed down just a little bit. By the way, let me do a bigger view here, because Enid, I know we've been talking about this storm. Enid's about to get hit with some big hail, by the way. Ping pong ball size hail with that storm coming into Enid as we speak. So we'll have to get Amanda on this one down here, down by Enid, with that storm that's about to cross into Enid, watching that. So, all right, let me give you an updated storm track here with this storm coming in right now towards Newkirk with a new time of arrival here and an updated storm track. If this moves into Newkirk at 20 miles per hour, that's now going to give you a brand new time of arrival at 8:13. At 8:13, right now it is 7:42. Michael, there's a lot going on right now that we're starting to see with these storms lining up. Clearly, we have this tornado warning out across northern K County that goes towards Newkirk, but also we're beginning to see a brand new storm popping up here for Enid for ping pong ball size hail. Michael, what do you see right now with this storm?
Yeah, so we're moving back down into Blackwell right now, Damon, and we have law enforcement here, so it's gonna take us just a minute to work our way through this. So, you know, I know we're losing some ground on the storm right now because that road was closed, but that's just how it goes. So I'm gonna give you a view looking back up to the north and west. And so the storm still has a circulation with it, but it has a lot of rain that's wrapped around it right now. And so it's still a very potent supercell. I know it still has a tornado warning and for Peckham, and I've noticed that they've even drawn the polygon for the tornado warning a little more to the right. So like turning back toward Newkirk, like the center line of the polygon takes it into Newkirk. So that's where we're headed right now. We're going east down Highway 11, and we're going to be back up in front of it here in just a moment as we can get up some speed and get back up with it. But this is concerning on the path that it's taking. Now, I will say that I think it's a shell of what it was just a little bit earlier in terms of the strength of the gate-to-gate velocity couplet. That's what we call it whenever you have really strong rotation on radar. You should see very strong winds flowing away from the radar, very strong winds flowing into the radar. And so that's what we're seeing right now is a couplet that continues to move across K County. And because of that, and the fact that it's drawn toward Newkirk makes me nervous.
It certainly does. And so we're watching it for Newkirk. We're also watching for Enid right now for what's going to be some large hail now coming in on the south side of town. Ping pong ball size hail with that. So we have ping pong ball size hail with that cell down by Enid. And then we have this tornado warning that's going to be across extreme northern K County right now with that storm, and it's now making its way towards Newkirk. And as you heard Michael say there, you know, they've shut down a few roads here. So obviously, you know, with a tornado ongoing there, that's going to be an issue. So for Enid, not seeing really any circulation with this storm here that's coming in. It's a big hailstorm, though. It's going to have ping pong ball size hail. And then this is our tornado warning right here. That's going to be west of Newkirk and north of Ponca City. Again, north of Ponca City with that storm there moving across northern K County. So bottom line is that all of our activity right now is basically going to be running from Newkirk, Ponca City, down to Enid. This is the area to watch. You see our chasers, they are out right now. And so Michael is tracking this storm coming into Newkirk right now at 7:45. So we still have about another 20 minutes Newkirk before this comes into town, but it's still rotating now east of Braman. Again, east of Braman, west of Newkirk. And then Amanda is going to be watching this storm here coming in towards Enid right now. That is going to be for hail. Again, that is a hailstorm. And there's going to be, we'll have to see as of right now, these are severe thunderstorm warnings inside of a tornado watch on the south side of Enid. That's about to cross right into Enid right now. And then also watching this storm that is going to be west of Newkirk, east of Braman as we speak, tracking to the east here. So let me check in with Shane Helton if I can here. Shane, watching the storm here, there's a bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings that are now ongoing, basically out across northern Oklahoma. Big hail inside of these. The northern storm is still rotating. What are you seeing right now, Shane?
Okay, so that area of rotation that we talked about a few moments ago, it has actually gone away. Now, there is some other stuff that we are watching real closely here as these storms move east towards I-35. But as of right now, we're not seeing any more rotation in this storm. It's actually kind of, you know, merged a little bit with the storm that was behind it, but it's still a pretty mean storm. It's a very, very mean storm. And we really think that there's a possibility we could still see something here. So we're going to stick with it for a little while. But the rotation area that we was watching moments ago disappeared. But we're keeping up with it still, David.
Okay, all right, and we'll come back out to you and Tucker here. Let's go back over to the radar. This northern storm is still producing some extremely large hail, and it's still rotating here. It's just moving closer and closer to Newkirk as we speak right now. And so that tornado, by the way, is going to be, let's count it here. So here's Newkirk. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're about 10 miles west of Newkirk. We're east of Braman now. So Braman, things are now east of you, so the worst of the storm has passed. Again, I know that power went out earlier in Braman, so I know that they're going to be working on getting that back up. But this is your tornado right now, and Newkirk, you're next in the path. Chilocco, this is going to be just north of you. You're north of the warning, I should be saying. The storm is south of you, and so Newkirk coming right into town. And as we see with a lot of these towns, if it stays a little bit outside of town, we're okay. It's still somebody's land here, but we're trying to just, you know, keep these storms in as much open land as possible. But this is just a tremendous storm. And as you look on the left-hand side of your television screen, you can see the overshooting top with this. This is a large supercell that continues to just build down to the south. So tornado warning remains. And again, as we look at the picture right now, I'm starting to see a little bit of spin there popping up now on the southwest side of Enid. Again, on the southwest side of Enid. So we're going to have to watch Enid here. It's not tornado warned, but there's just a little inflow right there south of Lahoma that we'll have to keep a close eye on as this continues to move up to the northeast here. So one tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warnings, all lining down towards Enid here. This storm coming into Enid right now is warned for ping pong ball size hail. Ping pong ball size hail. That is some big hail that is inside that storm that is coming into Enid as we speak. Let me check back in with Storm Command here. Michael, tornado warning continues. Michael, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Damon, you can see my shot. We are just to the west of Kildare, and we're going to be coming in on 77 here that goes up to Newkirk from Ponca City. So you're looking north from Highway 11. Now we're in between Blackwell and Kildare, and you can see there's still this has transitioned to what I would call more of a high precipitation supercell. So now I know it's completely different from where I was earlier. Now I'm on the south side looking north. A lot of rain wrapping all the way into the circulation as I zoom out. I mean, you can just see how massive this supercell is. I mean, it is a gigantic storm here that's making its way across K County, and we are headed over toward Kildare. We're going to be moving up toward Newkirk. Here's the thing, if there is a tornado, it's going to be embedded in that rain. It's going to be much, much more difficult to see. So I think now we want to encourage everybody to play it safe and go ahead and take tornado precautions, knowing there may not be one, but you go ahead and play it safe, because if there is one wrapped in rain, it may be too late if you wait to see it.
And that's great advice there coming in from Michael once again, because this can be wrapped up in rain. It's still spinning. The rotation has come and gone. There have been times when it's really strong and then times when it's not nearly as strong. But let's go back just moments ago to what this tornado looked like when it was west of Braman. We'll show this just for a second. And so this was the tornado right here when it was west of Braman here. It had satellite tornadoes, little tornadoes spinning around it. But this right here, this was a significant tornado, a large tornado up in K County west of Braman about 50 minutes ago as it was coming into town. This same storm still has a tornado warning with it here. Let's go back over to the radar. Once again, that was a storm a little while ago. Now the circulation, it's east of Braman, west of Newkirk as it's coming in here. So we're watching that, and we're still watching this storm that's also going to be down by Vance, by the way, west side of Vance, south of Lahoma. This storm, the rotation is not strong enough yet to trigger a tornado warning, but we are going to have to watch it again right now coming into Enid. Definitely Enid, you're getting some hail out of this. Right now, this storm is going to be warned currently for ping pong ball size hail, and that hail core is going to be southwest of Enid, east of Lahoma, west of Wacomas, and just a tiny little notch right there in the radar. Not enough to trigger a tornado warning, but we'll have to see how that goes in the next little bit. And then you have all these storms right here from Pond Creek up towards Lamont. So one tornado warning, and then about 3 severe thunderstorm warnings that are currently ongoing. Northern K County, Newkirk up towards Chilocco. Watching this one for you closely. Ponca City, this tornado warning will stay north of you, but Ponca City, we saw storms west of you out by Pond Creek and Lamont that we're going to have to watch as it moves to the east. And then also this storm right here is tracking up to the northeast. So this will go over Enid, basically dead on there with hail, some gusty winds. Hopefully we can keep the tornado threat out of this, but we're still watching it. And then after that, it will track towards Garber and Billings and then make a run up towards Ponca City. So bottom line is that these storms still continue inside of a tornado watch that remains in effect until 11 o'clock here. Let me check in with Shane, and then we'll go back out to Michael, then Amanda here. Michael, Shane, storms continue to get closer and closer. Anything look real concerning? Any lowerings that you're seeing right now with this?
Right now, we're not seeing any lowerings or anything like that. Just rain. So right here where we're at is actually a good thing that we're just getting rain. Now we know that there's storms coming in from behind us still, and they could be pretty bad, because a lot of those were looking pretty bad when we left them, but they'll be coming up behind us here in just a minute. But Other than that, it's just rain right now. Oh, cloud to ground lightning, of course. So back to you, Damon.
All right, yeah, definitely watching that. So right now, rain, cloud to ground lightning. Hopefully we can keep things to minimum here. But as we've seen with all these storms, there's enough spin in the atmosphere that we're going to have to watch the tornado threat here closely with these as they move in here. Bottom line, though, is that this storm is still remains tornado warned until 8:30. So we still have a ways to go with this tornado warning. And this is a storm that has produced some significant tornadoes there when it was in between. It actually started all the way out by Renfro and then just tracked to the east here. And so this has had a history producing some big tornadoes. It's still hugging far northern K County, and so Ponca City, this will stay north of you, but we still got to watch it all the way out towards these storms that are going to be coming in here. So Ponca City, while this storm may stay out of town, these storms west of you are likely going to impact you, and so they're not tornado warned yet. Doesn't mean that they can't. Still got to watch it here closely as these storms continue to make their way in to anywhere from north of Perry, Billings, Marlin, and then north of Ponca City here. Let me check back in with Michael, and then we'll go out to Amanda, who's making her way down towards Enid here. Michael, tornado warning continues. It doesn't look, at least I don't see the tight gate to gate in it like we saw earlier. Doesn't mean it can't pop back up. But what are you seeing right now from Storm Command there, Michael?
Yeah, the structure here of the storm, you can see the view there. I mean, it does have still lowered areas along the leading edge of it. The primary area, though, has a lot of rain wrapping around it into that particular area. So that would be the area that if it were to produce a tornado, that's where it would be. Sometimes we call that clear slot, the way it can wrap around like that. But it's a very broad rotation now, and certainly the strength is not nearly as intense as what it was before. You can just, I mean, it's really an ominous looking storm. Oh, wait, hang on just a second, Damon. Look at this right here. So that has a little bit of a cone shape to it that's even in front of that lowered area. So again, you know, we'll just have to see if anything else spins up. But I tend to agree with you. It doesn't look nearly as impressive from a radar velocity standpoint. I agree with that. But we're still seeing some things visually that are concerning for areas that are further to the east over near Newkirk. And it could always redevelop. I mean, we have some pretty decent inflow right here where we're at. We don't have winds that have, you know, cut off. We have southerly winds. It's still very warm and unstable right here in this air that's being ingested into the storm. So we're going to stay with this until it's out of K County, and then we'll obviously shift our attention to what's going on further down to the south. Damon, one thing I wanted to say earlier, I was looking at that storm near Enid. Some of the signatures that I'm seeing with the storm southwest of Enid, I saw early on with this storm. I'm not saying it's going to produce as big of a tornado or anything, but I am seeing some radar signatures that are reminiscent of what we saw earlier.
Yeah, and definitely all these storms start somewhere. And Michael, the tornado warning that you're on right now, it was severe warned for about an hour before it produced that big tornado. So yeah, we are going to have to watch this one closely for Enid. There's not enough spin with this storm that's coming into Enid right now that would trigger a tornado warning, but we are going to have to watch it as it begins to track into northeastern Garfield County here. So right now, severe thunderstorm warning continues with that. And then we'll have to watch this cell here down by Pond Creek in Lamont. A little bit of distance in between that. So that's going to be one that we have to watch. Shane's going to be keeping a close eye on that one. And then clearly we still have our tornado warning that is going to be up in extreme northern K County. But even as we look at our shear detector, our rotation detector, we're not pinging that strong rotation any longer like we saw earlier when we had a bunch of, you know, reds and yellows on here. So just something to keep in mind is that while the rotation has come down, it is still spinning. Just got an update here that US 77 northbound south of Newkirk is now being shut down. For these storms that are coming in right now. So rightfully so. Obviously, you do not want to be driving into these storms as they come in here, but just that storm that's coming into Enid right now, that continues to have a hail threat. It is still warned right now for ping pong ball size hail. And then still watching this cell here, it looks like down by Pond Creek, it's starting to get anchored in just a little bit. Yeah, this storm moving out to the east, but this is still slowing down by Pond Creek. So we're going to have to watch these storms pretty closely for Ponca City here. Again, for Ponca City with these storms that are moving in. Bottom line, risk for severe weather continues. It is almost 8 o'clock, and we have been tracking one significant supercell that produced some serious tornadoes there west of Braman. And now we're watching these storms here that are now coming into Enid, Pond Creek, and Lamont. These are going to be ones that we have to watch. We are hearing now of damage there in Braman. Again, K County Sheriff now passing on that it does sound like there is some structure damage there in Braman that we definitely expected would have been something that was going to happen there, considering just how large that tornado was when it was west of Braman. And now that storm is going to be up in Newkirk. Let me show you the big picture right now. I know we have been in northern Oklahoma City right now. We're doing all right, but it looks like thunderstorms are now beginning to develop down by Frederick, and so down in southern Oklahoma. So these storms, they are beginning to intensify here, and so we are going to have to start watching down in southwestern Oklahoma for thunderstorms that are beginning to develop. I know there's a lot of data that we looked at earlier did show these storms coming fairly significant down in southern Oklahoma. So we're gonna be watching that one closely there down to south. Right now, it's not severe, but we are going to watch that. Hopefully it does not get any stronger, but we are going to keep a close eye on that one. Okay, let me check in with Amanda. Amanda, we see you there coming into Enid. Hailstorm right now coming into Enid as we speak. Amanda, what are you seeing right now?
Yeah, Damon, we are just now getting into the north side of Enid here, and we're getting a little bit of rain. We're going to be coming into this pour here in Enid. But David and I were just talking, kind of looking on radar, and what Michael just said. This storm here kind of reminds us of a little bit of the storm that Michael had earlier up there by Braman, and so we're just a little concerned. We want everyone into Enid to definitely be paying attention to this. As we get a little bit closer, Damon, we'll give you an update on what we're seeing in that core. Back to you.
Hey, Amanda, they're going to issue a tornado warning, by the way, for this storm coming into Enid. There it is right there, tornado warning now for Enid. And so getting an update on this storm here. Let me drop down into Enid here. Again, Garfield County tornado warning just issued. And so you can see right now the inflow, the rotation couplet is going to be near Drummond, Vance Air Force Base in Enid. This is going to be your couplet right here, west of Vance. So brand new tornado warning now just issued just seconds ago for those in Enid, and this is going to go until 8:45. Definitely starting to see that rotation there, starting to pick up, by the way, just southwest of Vance. So we're about 4 to 5 miles southwest of Vance Air Force Base. But this is your newest tornado warning here now just issued for Garfield County, and this will go until 8:45. And so Amanda is in Enid right now looking at this storm that is coming in as we speak. So definitely going to be watching this and getting an update here just moments ago that for those that are going to be in Ponca City while this storm, and even Perry, while this storm is going to be still a ways away from Perry and Ponca City at this current track, it may end up impacting you later this evening, so be prepared for that. But tornado warning now for those in Enid. Amanda there in North Enid right now. Right now, the circulation is going to be about 5 miles southwest of Vance Air Force Base. Again, 5 miles southwest of Vance, just west of Wacomas here with this storm that's tracking up to the northeast. So now we're working 2 tornado warnings, one that's going to be up near Newkirk that Michael is working right now. Michael is in Newkirk, and so that rotation continues. It's not nearly as tight, but you heard Michael just moments ago say, hey, this storm that's in Enid is starting to look a lot like this storm did when it was in the early stages of development, and now here we are. That is getting a tornado warning, and there is Amanda right now in Enid. You see her coming into town right now. So let me tell you what, let me go back out to Amanda. Amanda, tornado warning here just issued. Circulation is going to be on the southwest side of Enid. I know you have a ton of rain and hail that is going to be in front of you right now, but what's the situation like right now for those in Enid?
Yeah, Damon, we are just now coming into Enid. Right now, we've got some light rain. Visually, we don't have an eye on any rotation or anything right now, but we're trying to get through this so we can kind of get on the other side. So we can definitely see any type of rotation, wall cloud with this, Damon. But as we're getting into Enid more, it looks like there's a lot more heavy rain and hail in this area. We are right here just north, looks like by Cleveland and Willow Road here, Damon.
So, and as we look at the radar right now and where that couplet is, so that is going to be still just west of Vance Air Force Base. So here's Vance, here's Enid. So it is going to be east of Drummond, west of Wacomas. Let me get the latest information on this one. Put a storm track on it here. The northern one was moving at 20 miles per hour. This is going to be moving just a little bit faster now at 25 miles per hour. So that will bring it into Vance. Here's an updated time of arrival here, but that comes into Vance Air Force Base at 8:13, Breckenridge 8:40, Garber at 8:47. With this storm that is now beginning to rotate as it's coming into Enid. Current track is that at least it's going to cross, gosh, right over Vance Air Force Base here, and that's going to be just south of Enid. But it's going to be closed for downtown Enid. But if you're downtown Enid or south towards Vance, this storm is starting to get tighter and tighter and tighter with its rotation as it's moving towards Enid, Vance. And then even the airport there on the east side of town, Breckenridge and Garber, you're in the path of this as well. That's a couple that continues to look more and more impressive and is definitely starting to line up there. So let me get an update real quick for those in Newkirk, and then we'll come back down to Enid here. Michael, for those that are in Newkirk, how's the storm look from Storm Command?
Yeah, Damon, this is right by City Hall, and that's the K County Courthouse as well, just behind me. So we are in Newkirk. We're moving just a little bit on the north side of town. It's eerie. It's almost like a ghost town right now. Just very few people moving around. There's a few headlights, people still driving, but Newkirk remains under a tornado warning, and this storm is headed this direction. I still think that the storm doesn't look as organized from a velocity standpoint, but it's still a very large supercell. And I still have concerns about it, although I don't see, anything that looks imminently tornadic about it visually right now. I know that the warning continues, and we're going to monitor it very closely. It's a very ominous looking storm. I mean, if you live in Newkirk and you go, this is not something you want to see coming at you. I'll put it that way.
You certainly don't. And so that tornado warning there for Newkirk goes until 8:30. Tornado warning for Enid goes until 8:45. There's Amanda. Here's your circulation, by the way. So this is going to cross right over Highway 81 here any moment. The circulation is now coming up to Vance Air Force Base. That's going to be just north of Wacomas. Again, just north of Wacomas right now and just east of Drummond. But that is your spin right here, west of Vance Air Force Base, moving to the east here. So Enid is close. I know the sirens are sounding right now in Enid. Let me go out to Amanda. Hey, Amanda, can you hear the sirens in Enid right now?
No, Damon, that was one thing we were going to point out a while ago is we don't hear sirens or anything here in Enid right now. We're right here on Van Buren and Garrett Street, and just a lot of people just driving around, but Enid definitely needs to be taking their tornado precautions right now, Damon.
Absolutely. And as we look at our rotation detector right now, it is starting to pick up just a little bit. This is very early in the tornado warning here, and so we're hoping that it doesn't get any stronger, although it has quite a bit of inflow into this. But that is going to be your rotation right now. It's moderate, just west southwest of Vance. Again, just near Vance right now. So we're going to have to watch that real closely. Again, tornado warning just issued moments ago for those in Enid. So as I put both storms here, both tornado warnings kind of on the same screen here, this is going to move right over Vance, and at this current track, it is going to make its way towards Fairmont and Covington, and that would stay just barely south of downtown Enid, but it may clip south and east sides there, especially as you go in the eastern Garfield County. And eventually, if that holds together, northern Noble County. So we'll be watching that. There's Shane in Tonkawa. There is Michael up in Newkirk in the tornado warning. Michael's in town as we speak. Amanda is in town as we speak. And then the bigger picture, real quick, just want to show everybody what's happening right now across the state is that we also see that storm that's going to be down east of Frederick. That is showing signs of strengthening as well. I know there's not really a whole lot going on right now south of Oklahoma City, but we're beginning to see at least a storm there develop near Frederick that is beginning to strengthen. So I just want to give an update there. Brand new, or at least a brand new update to our tornado warning there in Kay County. It's just for Newkirk. Michael is right there. As of right now, the circulation is still enough to trigger a tornado warning, but we are going to have to watch it. The rotation that we see right now down by Enid and Vance Air Force Base. Oh, look at that. Look at that hook echo right now there. That is starting to get stronger and stronger. It's picking up. It might be right on top of Vance Air Force Base. If not, it's extremely close to Vance as we speak. Let me go out to Amanda right now. Amanda, in the last radar scan, that velocity couplet on top of Vance really strengthened. What are you seeing right now, Amanda?
Yeah, Damon, we have got some really heavy rain. We've got some hail, probably up to dime size. We are about 5 miles northeast of Vance. We still don't have really a visual of the area of interest right now, but we're trying to make it to this course so we can get back out and get a better look at this, Damon. But they are sounding the sirens here in Enid now, thankfully. So people of Enid, please take your tornado precautions.
And rightfully so, because wow, in the last radar scan, that really ramped up there in Vance, there just on the west side of Vance. So go back over to radar and put our 3-box up here. Again, if you're in Enid right now, that tornado is going to be right just on the southwest side of Vance Air Force Base, about to cross over 81. There's Amanda. She's about 2 to 3 miles away from this tornado, but that velocity couplet is getting stronger and stronger right now, right over Vance. Again, right over Vance Air Force Base there with this storm, and that is really starting to become, that's pretty concerning right now. By the way, let me just double check here. They're shutting down, let's see here, US 77 northbound at Hubbard. Okay, just got that report there. This, by the way, this tornado, this couplet that is going to be over south of Enid is kind of slowed down, which is doing what the northern storm did a little while ago, where it slowed down and it really started to strengthen. So we're going to have to watch that as that continues to move closer and closer to Vance here. And so let me show you the big picture right now. Again, we're still working 2 tornado warnings right now. Right now, tornado warning. The first tornado warning is going to be there up near Newkirk. Michael's in Newkirk in that warning. Amanda is going to be in Enid.
Let's go to Amanda.
Go to Amanda. Okay, let's go out to Amanda right now. Amanda, we see your shot there. Do you see anything lower? Any lowerings here?
Well, yes, we have this large cone funnel we're looking at. We don't see
There is debris.
debris. We do have debris. Let me see if you can see my shot.
Let's go full.
We're looking.
Oh, yeah.
This is across from Vance Air Force Base, right there, Damon.
Okay, yeah, let's
So
go.
we can
Okay,
get
let's
out
go.
these trees a little bit better.
Let's go to Mike. I'm sorry. Let's go to Amanda's shot here. Let's go over to Amanda's shot.
Okay.
Okay, we got the trees coming
We'll
in
get
here.
out of the trees right here to get you better. Right
There we
there.
are. Okay.
There's the funnel. There's the tornado. We
Yep.
do have debris.
Okay, yeah. So this is
And
going to be.
this is right here, basically.
Sorry, go ahead, Amanda. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, basically just right here at Vance Air Force Base, Damon.
Yeah, we can definitely see it. We
Just
see.
right here, south of Enid.
Yeah, we see it. We're gonna keep your shot here. That's a tornado on top of Vance. That is right on top of Vance Air Force Base. So if you're in Enid, this is a tornado right here. Dave there mentioned he has debris. Oh yeah, you can definitely see that spinning up. That's getting larger and larger as it's coming right into Vance right now. It's right on top of Vance. Let's see here. We're gonna get these trees out of the way here in just a second. There's a tornado. Oh, that's getting big. That is getting big, Amanda.
Yes.
I need to do one very quick update.
Okay, all right, hold on, Michael. We have this huge tornado right now that's going to be right on top of Vance Air Force Base. Here, tell you what, controller, we'll keep this shot up. Michael, what's the update that you have?
tornado right now on the southeast side of Newkirk. The winds have increased dramatically. It's getting pulled in. I think it's going to be just on the southeast side of Newkirk. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Tell you what, control. If we can put both Michael and Amanda shot. Look at those. Look at those vortices here in the bottom. This is coming right towards Amanda. This is on top of Vance Air Force Base right now. Again, watching this. Oh, that thing is getting bigger and bigger. Okay, if you are, let's go out to Amanda right now. Amanda, this is coming right at you. Be careful. What are you seeing there, Amanda?
Yeah, multiple vortex tornado. Excuse me. Very rapidly developing, and it looks like it's getting bigger and bigger. Sorry, we're just kind of turning around, getting a better position here.
Sure thing.
But there it is, right there, Damon.
Okay.
We are about, I would say,
we're on the east side of the thing.
East side of Vance Air Force Base now.
Can you zoom in? Can you zoom in a bit towards the base there? I just want to see what kind of debris is getting picked up inside of this. Again, this is going to be right on top of Vance Air Force Base, and just look at that. Look at that tornado. Look at that debris that is just getting kicked up right now. This is going to be right on top of the base, and this is going to, by the way, stay tuned. This is going to cross right in front of Amanda, but just look at that tornado. My goodness, and you can just see all the dirt that is just getting kicked up right now. Let's hope that there are going to be homes and aircraft and you name it in the path of here. Amanda, you are so close to this tornado right here as it's coming right at you. Have you seen, what kind of debris do you see getting picked up here? Is it homes or is it aircraft or what?
Visually, right now, Damon, I can't tell you what it is, but it is a very violent motion down there, as you can tell right now. And we can hear it, actually, just sitting here.
What's the sound? How's it sound right here?
Waterfall.
Waterfall, just as David said.
I mean, wow, yeah. Just look at this.
Look at that.
That is incredible.
Very strong tornado.
Very strong. And look at this spin. Look at this motion right now that is coming in with this right here. This is significant as it's coming right into, it's on top of Vance Air Force Base as we speak right now. And so that continues to strengthen as it's moving. This is going to stay south of downtown Enid. It's going to stay south of downtown Enid, but this is right on top of Vance as we speak. And that has been on the ground now for a while. That is wow. I mean, just look at that. That is tremendous. And this is a tornado. It looks like it's going to be going here for a while here. As we're zooming in, we can definitely see that it's kicking up a ton of dirt. Oh yeah, I see debris spinning around this. There it is right there. Let me go back out to Amanda. Amanda, this thing looks like it's stuck right now, or is it moving towards you?
I don't. It's still edging toward 881, but it's just the roar is incredible right now. I mean, this looks to be like it's just a very violent tornado. Just the debris being lofted in the air right now, and I think I could actually hear a structure a while ago actually being just turned from this tornado.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I'll zoom back out so we can get a better visual of this, Damon.
Yeah. But yeah, zoom back into the base here, just because. Oh yeah, you see homes getting pulled into that, or you see structures getting pulled into that right now as we speak. And so this is right in front of them by just a couple feet. Oh my goodness, this is horrible. Look at the size of this tornado. This is going to be right on top of Vance Air Force Base. And that thing's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. My goodness, this is a tornado that this is going to go down as one of the stronger tornadoes that we have had for a while. And just look at that thing. By the way, we are going to be right on top of Vance Air Force Base right now. That is just tremendous. Amanda, Dave, I know that you guys are looking right into this. I see you're on the move here, by the way. This is going to cross right over the road here any moment. We've seen, definitely looks like things have getting picked up inside of this. What are y'all seeing right now?
Yeah, Damon, we are moving south a little bit just to get clear of this. But yeah, just looking at this, you can tell how violent this tornado is right now. I'm going to try and get a better shot, better close-up, but we're just kind of turning around. But look at this. Let me get it back here. So sorry. Okay, right there. Look at that. It's just incredible.
And there's debris.
I think I've seen power flashes now, and
Yeah, we see those power flashes there, and there's clearly debris that is inside of this storm here, this tornado, as it is now tracking. It's about to cross right of the highway. So this is now right on top of Vance Air Force Base. It's about to move off of the Air Force Base grounds, and it's going to cross right over the highway here. But that is a strong tornado, and just look at all of that debris that is just getting kicked up around this. I mean, that is tremendous and frightening looking for sure. Downtown Enid, this is staying just south of you. The current track is going to keep it south of Enid, but oh, I see that debris there just spinning around. I'm hoping that that's just trees and bushes and nothing else here, but that is, wow. Amanda, you were just in this same spot here just moments ago, Amanda. What are you seeing right now?
Yeah, Damon, you can see it right now. It's crossing Highway 81 as we speak, and the debris is just unreal. It looks like almost the whole thing is filled with debris.
Definitely see the structure.
Structures, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you can see that, Damon,
those
look
are
at the
homes.
debris.
Those are
right
homes.
Here, just crossed Highway 81.
Oh,
Highway 81.
those.
South end of Vance Air Force.
Yeah, south end of Vance Air Force Base, exactly.
Okay, so
right there. A large, violent tornado right here.
we see it. Oh my goodness, this is horrible. By the way, Enid, this is just east. It's just crossed over the highway now, and it's headed straight towards the Enid Airport here. Oh, look at those homes. Oh, look at that debris just getting picked up. This storm is just full of debris right now. This tornado is just full of debris. Oh, I'm lost for words. There's a house right there. There's a house right there. And I am at a loss for words right now at what I'm seeing on TV right here. This is as bad as it can get. This is as bad as it can get. Amanda, I know you're coming up on damage very soon, but this tornado looks like it's still going.
Yeah, it definitely is, Damon. I mean, it's still as violent as it was when it crossed the highway here. And really, it doesn't seem to be moving extremely fast at all. We're at a loss for words too, Damon. Just the debris in the air is incredible.
It absolutely is.
Definitely doing some damage.
It is. And by the way, I'm picking up a ton of debris inside of this storm. I mean, your pictures are showing a bunch of debris, but it's getting picked up so high that we're seeing it here on our radars right now. And so Enid, this is going to be south of downtown Enid. It just hit Vance Air Force Base, and it is going to be very close to the airport and eventually the community of Fairmont. Again, the community of Fairmont. But this is a strong, violent tornado right now that has just crossed over the highway south of Enid and is going to continue. This is by far the strongest tornado that we have seen in here. I mean, and the strongest tornado we have seen in a very long time here in Oklahoma. Is that a house that was just hit, Amanda? Yeah, we see. Oh my goodness.
Structures. It has scoured the ground. We are right here where it crossed. And we have a lot of damage,
We see it. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Yeah, that house is flattened. That house is completely flat. And look how big that tornado is. That is getting bigger and bigger and bigger right now. And look at that. I mean, those trees are just ripped apart. More homes that have been damaged here. This is the worst case scenario. That right there is absolutely horrible, and that thing is still going. Amanda's in the damage path right now. We see homes that have been hit, power lines that are down. By the way, just a heads up, Joseph, you're going to need to get chasers. I know Amanda's on this, rightfully so, but make sure that we have Shane dropping down. And so, but this is absolutely horrible. Again, if you are southeast of Enid, towards the airport, towards the town of Fairmont, this is the tornado that just hit Vance Air Force Base, and look at how large that tornado is. That is huge right now. It is slowed down, but we are picking up a tremendous amount of debris that is inside of the storm right now. Tell you what, let me go back out to Amanda. Amanda, I'm coming out to you right now. I got to change my IFB batteries real quick. They just died. Amanda, go.
Hey, Amanda, go.
So I'm sorry, Damon. Still a very, very large tornado on the ground. Now, that community that we just passed where the damage was done, we did see fire department arriving. So first responders are arriving to that area. But as you can still see, this is still a very large tornado.
And by the way, Amanda, a tornado emergency is now coming for this. A tornado emergency is now coming out for those south and east of Enid. This is the highest tornado warning that you can have. Again, a tornado emergency is now being issued for those south and east of Enid. Tornado warnings do not get any more serious than this right here. A tornado emergency based off of this storm, and just look at this storm. Okay, Amanda, just want to give you an update that a tornado emergency was just issued for this storm. Amanda, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Damon, what we were just discussing, this tornado is still south of Southgate Road. South of Enid is where that road, but edging towards Southgate Road. So anyone in that area, I hope everyone in this area is taking their tornado precautions right now. Damon, this is a very, very destructive tornado on the ground just south right now, like I said, of Southgate Road, east of 81, right here. And
right.
we're trying to get back over so we can get some better footage here, Damon.
Okay, well, I mean, your footage has been just incredible. I mean, it really, I'm at a loss of words here, but a tornado emergency for Enid. This is going to be just south on the southeast side of Enid. There's a tornado right there, and so it has already crossed the train tracks, and it's running right up towards the airport right now. And just look at the debris that is just getting lofted up inside of this. Let me switch it over real quick here. And so the velocity in this is going to be now, that's tightening up again. I mean, it's already as bad as it is, but a tornado emergency was just issued. Now, if you're in downtown Enid, this is on the southeast side of town right now. Again, the southeast side of town right now for those in Enid right now with this storm that is continuing to track towards Enid and right towards the airport right now, and eventually coming up towards Breckenridge. So that is a tornado emergency. That is the storm that is already done. That's the tornado that has already done a tremendous amount of damage from Vance Air Force Base and to the and now continuing to do damage on the southeast side there of Enid. And so this is a horrible, horrible storm that we see right now, and it has not shown any signs of weakening. As we can see here, got a couple trees in the way here, but that's the tornado, and that is a very large tornado still. If you're southeast of Enid, you are in your tornado shelter. If you're anywhere near the airport right now, Enid Airport, you're in your tornado shelter right now. And same thing now by Fairmont as well. That is a violent tornado that is still spinning, and it is spinning hard, and it is taking out a lot of things in its path. We have already seen a lot of debris there lofted up in this storm as it's continuing now to move to the southeast. Again, you can see here, got a couple trees in the way here, but they'll be gone here in a second. Oh my goodness. Amanda, earlier you said that it just, the roar of it sounded like a waterfall. Can you hear it still?
Yeah, Damon, we're right here. Still appears to be a very large tornado doing a lot of damage. We're right here on Southgate Road, just east of Leona Mitchell Boulevard. So we are right here, and it's just to the southeast of that. And
wow.
You can see clearly that it is just doing so much damage, so much damage. It does look like it's inching up, though, here to Southgate Road, just to the south of us here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And so, okay. So the tornado, by the way, is going to be, okay. So we're going to be right along 10th and 16th Street, very close to the airport, Enid Airport, southeast side of town. Amanda's less than half a mile away from this, looking right into it. And this is going to also most likely at this current track. If it hits the airport, it's going to also hit probably the fertilizer plant there, by the way, on the northeast side or on the southeast side of town, northeast of the airport. Amanda, the storm continues to just churn as it's moving to the east here. I know that you've already showed us pictures of damage, quite a bit of it there, as the storm made its way over Vance Air Force Base and then off the Air Force Base grounds. This storm is still going, and I've yet to see anything visually that shows it weakening. Amanda, this is still strong. Walk us through what you're seeing right now.
Yeah, Damon, still looks to be a very, very strong tornado. We are right here at East Southgate Road and South 10th Street, and we are looking just basically east and southeast of it right here. It's very near. Looks like it's going to actually cross possibly East South Gate Road, but we have got an eye on it. It's right here though, but we have just debris falling out of the sky right now on us from this tornado, Damon. Incredible.
What kind of debris? Is it vegetation or is it anything else?
Right now I'm seeing small vegetation debris right now.
Okay, we see a lot of lights right in front of you right now. Is that the airport, those cars? Is that the plant? What are we looking at here right in front?
Industry, what we're.
I think what we're looking at is industry.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. It's really hard to tell, Damon.
All right, so we're watching this. I mean, there's a tornado right there, right in front of us. Again, a tornado emergency right now for those on the southeast side of Enid. And specifically, if you are anywhere from the airport to the highway that takes you in and out of town, and down by the fertilizer plant. So that would be basically 30th, 42nd Street. And then as you make your way out towards 90th Street there, and basically just right around the airport. But that is a tornado that continues to spin. And it looks like in the last couple of scans, it is moving a bit more northeast than due east here. And so that's going to cross it. It's hitting the power lines, by the way, right now. That's going to cross it a bit up to the north there as the sweep goes by. By the way, we are picking up a lot of debris up high in this storm, up high, 18,000 feet. We are picking up debris 18,000 feet into this storm right here. This is a tremendous, a violent storm right here that is continuing to just drill, just churn into the soil here just south and east of downtown Enid. But Enid, I cannot hit the message hard enough about the violence that this storm has with it, the way that it looks. This is horrible. Let me go back out to Amanda. Amanda, it looks like it might take a little bit more of a northerly jog here. This is still horrible to see, Amanda. Walk us through what you're seeing right now.
It is, Damon. Yeah, it has crossed Southgate Road right around probably south between 16th and South 30th Street. It is moving really slow. That's one thing we have noticed, how slow this tornado is moving. So, of course, big power flash. Of course, the slower it is, the more damage it's doing. But it's just incredible that it has jogged north a little bit now. Like I said, it's crossed Southgate Road, East Southgate Road, in between 16th and 30th Street.
Okay, yeah, it has taken a bit of a northerly jog, which doesn't make it any better here, but that's just going to pull it up very close to the airport, and that's going to bring it even closer and closer to Enid, to the east side of Enid here. If you're on the east side of Enid, again, this is bad. This is bad, bad, bad. Amanda is right there looking right into the heart of it. And so we're very close to the airport right now, and this is just a horrible, horrible tornado that we have right here. It just crossed the road. It's now going to it's crossing up to the north here. So again, if you're on the east side of Enid here, anywhere from 10th Street to 16th Street, and then right over the highway there, east of downtown, I cannot hit the message hard enough about how you need to be into your tornado shelter right now, or the innermost room of your house. Amanda, I know we're losing daylight right now, but we can still get some visuals here. I can still see, I mean, there's so much debris in the sky. How big does it look from where you are right now?
Yeah, Damon, it looks like it has definitely shrunk. I don't know if you can kind of see. It's really hard to see in the contrast, but right there, if you can see, it's a lot smaller now. Kind of go up a little bit.
Still looks like a storm.
But still looking like a very strong tornado. but it's very hard to see right now. The contrast is very difficult, but it does look like it has shrunk a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like it has shrunk, and also the last velocity scan looks like it may have come down just a tad, but not enough to remove the warning here. I mean, we're going to have to do this scan by scan here. This is the tornado right here. So we're going to be, again, on 16th, 30th Street. It's jogged up a little bit to the north. That's going to put it on the west side of the airport, the Enid Airport there, and just southeast of Enid High School, right along 16th and 30th Street here. Again, 16th and 30th Street. And so this tornado is going to be no more than a couple yards in front of Amanda. But just like the tornado that we had there, you can see it right here, by the way. Just like the tornado that we had up west of Braman, this is still going. So you can see it right there in the middle of your television screen. And this is going to be a tornado emergency that is going to be between 16th and 30th. Again, between 16th and 30th Street, just south of Market Street here on the west side of the Enid Airport. Amanda, I know you're slowly creeping up to the north, or to the east, and watching the storm go up to the north, but are you seeing any more debris falling from the sky here?
Not right now, Damon. We've got some pretty good rain falling on us. But about the last minute before I came on with you, we could tell the tornado looked like it had gotten bigger again. But the contrast right now is just so hard to tell.
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, the rain's kind of wrapping around it, by the way. And so, but I mean, this is tornado emergency. I mean, there's no other emergency, no other warning out there that is bigger than a tornado emergency. And so some of our worst storms that we have ever had in Oklahoma are from tornado emergency. And so you can definitely see there's power lines. Power lines are down. Amanda, are they blocking the road in front of you now?
Yes, Damon, we can't get through now, so we're going to have to find another route or way around. But this is on right here between 16th and South 10th Street in East Southgate Road. Sorry, 30th.
Okay.
So hard to tell. Like I said, the contrast right now, we can't tell if this is wrapped in rain.
Yeah, well, it may be wrapped in rain now, and also we're losing light. So Amanda could not go any farther to the east there because of the fact that the road was closed and there's power lines down. So she's now moving up to the north. She's on 16th Street now, I do believe. And so the tornado is going to be right here, no more than still just a couple yards away from her. But we're getting a brand new update here as the sweep goes by, and the tornado is now going to be just south of Market Street on the west side of the Enid Airport, right there at 30th Street here. Let me see what our debris detector shows. I know earlier we were picking up debris. Oh, yeah, there's debris all over the place in this storm here. We were picking up debris inside of this storm here, and so this is a tornado emergency once again for those that are going to be on the east side of Enid, west side of Enid. The storm is now to is east of you. But if you're anywhere from Market Street, just east of Enid High School by about 2 miles, west of the Enid Airport by just a couple yards, there's a tornado right there. Amanda, we can definitely still see it. It has that white, just as Michael referred to it earlier, a ghostly look here. Amanda, are you seeing any more debris?
Yes, Damon. As I kind of panned over when we finally got a better visual or an actual visual on the tornado again, I had seen what looked to be maybe a piece of tin blowing around just out in the field here. But we are looking, let's see, let me get my bearings here, to the east and approximately a mile. We're right here on 16th and right mile north of Southgate Road here, Damon, and you can see the tornado is clearly still on the ground. Still a violent tornado, still seeing debris, and just trying to make our way so we can just keep up with this tornado, Damon.
Yeah.
But There is debris in the air.
Yeah, and I mean, there's going to be a lot of debris. I mean, this is, when it comes to storms, this is absolutely horrible. And this is going to come very close to northern Oklahoma College here. And so we're basically on the west side of the airport. And I see with our high resolution mapping, I can see there's a bunch of homes right here, a bunch of structures that are going to be in the direct path. Again, in your innermost room of your house, in your tornado shelter, we can clearly see the tornado right there using our night vision here as the sun is now setting. But this is an absolute horrible situation there. There's the tornado as it's continuing to move up to the north. And again, we saw this storm go from just a little funnel to a large tornado as it hit Vance Air Force Base. And it's now turning up to the north towards northern Oklahoma College here on the east side, southeast side of Enid with this storm. Once again, this is still a violent storm. Tornado emergency remains in effect until 8:45 for another 7 minutes, but we're going to have to see if another one's going to be issued because we're still in Enid right now. This storm has really slowed down, but the visibility on that, it is clear, it is easy to see, and it almost looks like in the last scan here, it's not really moving a whole lot. It's basically just anchored down to the ground in between northern Oklahoma College there on the east side of Enid and on the west side there of the Enid Airport. It is just firmly planted and it continues to do damage. And when I see our mapping software and I see just a bunch of homes in the path of this is not good at all. This is a bad situation. You can see the homes right here. There's a tornado. There's Amanda just looking right into it. You can see it's a very tall, what Michael referred to earlier as a ghostly looking tornado there, that white that we have. And with the night vision there, once we get out of these trees again on the east side there, we'll see it. But cannot hit the message hard enough about how serious of a situation this is right now for those on the east side of Enid. And the tornado is going to be just about a mile and a half south of northern Oklahoma College, where Amanda is right now. There's the electricity is still on, which is good. But let me go out to Amanda, because Amanda, we know you're in a very populated part of Enid. What's happening right now in town? Are people taking the warning seriously? It doesn't look like there's a ton of cars out on the road here. Amanda, walk us through what you're seeing.
Well, actually, if you actually pan over, Damon, you can see there has still some traffic out here, actually. We are noticing that tornado has maybe shrunk a little bit again. It still looks like it's a very strong tornado, though. When we turned back there, I lost my visual on it, so I'm trying to get a better visual on the tornado if we can, because we're getting on, dark now. But with our night vision, hopefully we can get a better idea of where this tornado is actually, Damon. But right now, yeah, we're seeing traffic out here, which is, I hate to see this. I hope people take this seriously and get off the road. But right now, just trying to get a visual again on this tornado, Damon.
Yeah, and it looks like it's stuck in the ground right now. So we're going to have to watch it. But you can see here are homes in the path right now. And this storm is nearly stationary, by the way, just on the west side of the Enid Woodring Airport there. But here's the main road in and out of town. There's Amanda. Here's the college. And this is going to be the tornado just on the east side of 30th Street here. And so definitely, again, tornado emergency remains for another 4 minutes with this storm as it continues, as it slowed down. Let's hope that can just pull it apart here. But this is a bad situation here. Sweep just went by there. Okay, so here's going to be the tornado in between 30th and 42nd Street. South of Market. Again, here's the airport. I know we've been mentioning the same landmarks here for a while because this tornado essentially hasn't really moved a whole lot in the last couple of scans. I can still see the outline of it. It's in the middle of Amanda's shot there. At least that looks like it. Amanda, as we're losing daylight, I know there's not a ton of daylight left here, but it looks like I can still see at least some form of the tornado. How big does it look where you are right now?
Well, Damon, it is extremely hard to tell right now. just looking at it, it looks like it is a lot smaller than it was earlier, but you know, at times I question if I'm even seeing it because of being dark and rain. So it's just so difficult to say right now, Damon. But we are right here on Owen East, actually 412, which is East Owen Garriott, coming up on Market Street, and just really trying to see. I don't know. It's really hard to tell, Damon.
Yeah, and by the way, so just a heads up, there's a couple things that are about to happen with the storm. So the tornado emergency is going to be dropped here at 8:45, but the new warning is still going to be for a significant or one step below a tornado emergency. This is going to be it here. In the last scan, it's kind of jogged just a little bit more up to the northeast here. So again, we're right by the airport there in Enid. We're in between the Northern Oklahoma College here and then the Woodring Airport in town, and just west of the fertilizer plant. But Amanda's looking right into it, and she's right. You know, sometimes it looks like it looks completely different than what we saw earlier when this storm here crossed off of the Vance Air Force Base grounds there and then went over the highway. We saw there's quite a bit of damage there, and now here we are. This is going to be where the tornado is right now. Probably right on the airport grounds here. So again, tornado emergency is about to drop here at in about 90 seconds, but we're still going to have a significant tornado warning still ongoing with this storm, as this is just about as the worst type of warning that you can get. So brand new warning was just issued here, and so a couple things to pass along is that downtown Enid, you are no longer in the tornado emergency. Again, that was just replaced with this new red flashing polygon box here, and that goes, that's going to be, well, that emergency is going to drop off here, and then we'll get the new wording on here, but I believe that's going to go until 9:30, I do believe. Let me just get an update here. Let's see here, and is moving east at 20. So there has been a little bit of an uptick in the speed here. So let me give you the latest on what we're working with right now, again at 8:45, so in about 30 seconds, so the emergency, which is the purple box, will fall off here. And Amanda's shot, you see a bunch of emergency crews going around, rightfully so, because this was a horrible, horrible storm that just went right through south of downtown Enid, and now it's east of downtown Enid, but it hit Vance Air Force Base. It hit it head on, and then it continued to do quite a bit of damage, as it's now going to be on the west side of the Woodring Airport here. And so let me go back out to Amanda, by the way, as I'm looking at Amanda's shot. Again, we don't see that large cone tornado like we saw earlier, but the storm is still rotating, still spinning as it moves to the east here, and this warning goes until 9:30. Amanda, do you still see the tornado there, Amanda?
No, Damon, we cannot confirm that there's still a tornado on the ground. If there is, wait a minute, I don't know if I can tell if we can see. That looks like it's still on the ground. I don't know if you can see my shot, Damon.
Yeah,
you can see that.
And there was just an uptick, by the way.
Ground.
To the right of the light.
Yeah, I see it.
Just right there.
In the last radar scan, by the way, there was an uptick there on the velocity coupler. So yeah, we can definitely see it right there in the middle of Amanda's shot. So let's get the lightning in here, but there it is right there. So there's a tornado making its way now. This is going to stay just, it's going to be close, but it's probably going to cross up to 412 right here any moment now. And then for those up in Breckenridge, it's going to be pretty close as well. But again, Enid Airport, east side of downtown Enid. Enid High School, west side of Enid, Vance Air Force Base, you're no longer in the tornado warning, although I know there's a bunch of search and rescue going on right now, a bunch of search and rescue that's going on. As we saw those homes that were hit, tornado, it's not moving very quickly. I know it's been given a speed of about 20 miles per hour, but it feels like it is just anchored into the ground right now. Again, this is it as it's moving to the east, and so Amanda's looking right into it. She's just a few yards away, it feels like, from it, but it's going to be right here in the middle, just right by that light, which electricity is still on here, which is good. Power has not been knocked out across town, but east side of town we're going to have to watch. And again, for those in Fairmont and Breckenridge on the east side of Enid, we're going to have to watch this one closely for you all as this continues to move up to the northeast. 9:30 is when this warning is set to expire. We'll see if it continues to go on, but tornado still continues, and the last radar scan does show an increase in the velocity. Let me see if we're still picking up debris. I know at one point we were picking up a tremendous amount of debris inside of it. Yeah, tornado, it's still there. It is still definitely there as it's continuing to move to the east here. So this is a bad situation again for those that are going to be anywhere on the east side of Enid, over by the airport. Amanda, I know that we're losing sun, but you have a ton of lightning here. You still see it?
Damon, we cannot get a visual on it right now. It kind of will pop in, pop out, but it looks like it's just coming upon the Woodring Regional Airport. We are looking, we're right here at Market and 30th, and we're looking, if it's there, it's going to be about a mile and a half southeast of us right there, coming up on the airport here in Enid, the Woodridge Regional Airport.
Yeah.
Woodring, sorry.
Oh yeah, no, over at the Woodring Airport. Yeah, so we can see it, and again, as the daylight comes down, and there's just so much debris that has been spinning around this storm. Again, we got an update just moments ago, but we detected debris that was at about 18,000 feet up in the air. The last radar scan doesn't look nearly as put together, nearly as tight as what we saw even just a few moments ago, but we're going to have to watch the trend on this storm here. Again, the last scan here still has a tornado very close on the west side, or might even be right on top of the Woodring Airport there, as it's slowly making its way up towards 412. Again, this has been a violent tornado, an absolute just horrible situation. And I know that there's a lot of search and rescue going on right now as the storm continues to make its way up towards 412 here. So we still continue to watch this. Amanda's shot there. I mean, she's right in the tornado. If it's still there, it's gonna be right in front of her, right on top of the airport ground, right on top of the airport ground. We can still see that debris, that dust, that dirt that's still getting picked up because there's still quite a bit of wind inside of the storm. Confirmed tornado. The tornado emergency has been dropped. Again, the tornado emergency has been dropped with this storm. But the tornado warning still remains until 9:30. And as the lightning illuminates, you can still see what looks like a well-defined lowering in this. You can definitely still see that wall cloud there. And then the tornado there is going to be right there in the middle. It's still on the ground. We're hoping that the circulation continues the weekend here. That's what we want to see. But again, not until the winds have just completely blown out from this storm are we going to be able to take a deep breath on this one and feel better. But this is, I mean, we had the tornado there west of Braman, absolutely horrible. And then here we got this tornado here that was absolutely horrible as well. East of Enid, again, downtown, this storm is slowly spinning to your east here. So at least from what we see right now on the, from a radar standpoint, is a radar couplet that does not look nearly as well pronounced as what we saw, oh gosh, about 45 minutes ago when this storm spun up right on top of Vance Air Force Base and then is now kind of fanned out. So there's at least a trend and a direction that we like to see, but this is still a bad situation.
Circulation to the south.
Yeah.
It's Douglas on the south end of this complex.
Starting to pick up there. Okay, so Joseph there working again, looking at another area. Yeah, we see it there down by Wacomas and Douglas. So this whole storm system is probably going to, if these other storms have already produced tornado warnings and tornadoes the way that we have seen, we're going to have to watch this cell here in between Wacomas and Douglas as well with that cell. So bottom line is that this has been just an absolute horrible afternoon, a horrible evening. And when you think about tornadoes in Oklahoma, we have not had a day like this in what feels like a while, in a very long time, with the size of these tornadoes that we have had here. So still watching this area of circulation and also watching the one there in between Wacomas and Douglas currently as well. Hopefully that these storms can kind of weaken there. Now I'm still picking up at least some strong rotation just in between Fairmont and down by the airport here, the Woodring Airport with this storm. We see Amanda there on the left-hand side of your television screen. She's still coming in. There's Shane Helton, by the way. He's inside the tornado warning as well. And so the storm is still going right now. Let me go out to Amanda. Amanda, definitely the storm looks different now than when we last spoke, but the tornado warning still continues. Give us an update right now with what you're seeing.
Yeah, Damon. So we're right here at East Market Street and South 42nd Street. We can see the airport does have lights on, so that's a good sign. So if it did not hit the airport, but we have not seen any evidence that this tornado is on the ground for the past several minutes. We just cannot get a visual if it is on the ground, so we can't confirm that. And we have not seen any power flashes in quite a while either, so hopefully it is not, but if it is, I hope everyone is still taking their tornado precautions. Like I said, we're right here just at East Market Street and South 42nd Street, Damon.
Okay, and so watching this still, the velocity couplets in it do not look nearly as tight as what we saw earlier. It's definitely fanned out, but the whole storm itself still shows at least some spin in it, as you can see here with the red and the green. And so there's also an area there by Bison and west of Douglas. And so we'll have to watch this, but at least for the time being, again, tornado warning. This is no longer a tornado emergency, but this is still obviously a confirmed tornado with those pictures. And by the way, control room, if you still have video that we can roll and show what this tornado looked like as it was hitting Vance Air Force Base and beyond.